Welcome back to Beacon Pines. We are vibing with some pretzel rocks. But yeah, we're getting back into the mystery of Beacon Pines. I hope everyone is doing well tonight. As a reminder, when we last left off, one of the adults...
The kids looked down in resignation.
...had tricked the kids and run off.
This isn't how it goes in Hank Atomic. For some reason, they'd always assumed it was up to them to save their town. Luca opened his mouth, hoping to conjure some magical words to make this right. Only a hollow croak escaped. The end.
Oh, rip.
Well, we certainly aren't going to find a grand resolution to our tale locked in a basement. Back to the drawing board.
Alright, where haven't we chosen alternate? Alright, just here. Just with Rumble.
Luca began to respond, but the sky answered for him as the clouds above began to rumble with ominous thunder.
You sure we can make it home before this storm kicks off?
Luca surveyed the roiling clouds.
Yeah, I'd say the odds are good. Maybe you should stay here and I'll just make a break for it. Also, this is really loud in my headphones.
At that moment, the heavens opened up, unleashing torrential rain.
Care to recalculate the odds? Hurry inside, you two, before you catch cold. Sleepover. Luca and Melly will keep trying to reach your grand on the phone. In the meantime, you two hold tight. Sorry, not much to do up here. Most of my stuff is still in the boxes. Mind if I poke around? Be my guest. Aha, we will get a new reaction.
Luca squinted into the eye hole of the microscope.
This looks wild. What is it? Gum. Gum?
Luca adjusted the slide with his fingers to get a better look.
I'm tracking the structural integrity of gum with increasing amounts of chewing. Chewed that one for 47 days. Oh my god.
Luca wiped his hand off on his sweater and gave a nervous laugh.
It's weird, I know.
Beck looked down, timidly tapping the ladder with her feet.
You think it's weird, don't you? A little. But weird can be cool. Oh, wow. Rolo and I have a radio just like this at the treehouse. Probably not exactly like this one. My mom and I tore the whole thing down to bolts. Fitted it with some state-of-the-art vacuum tubes. She seems pretty awesome. She gets carried away sometimes. I think she feels guilty for working too much. So when she does have time for me, she showers me with high-tech overcompensation.
Luca flicked at one of the toggles.
I bet you can get all sorts of stations on this. Not out here in the boonies. You wouldn't believe the stuff I could pick up back in the city. But around here, it's all farm reports and static. Ah, shucks.
Luca bent down to examine the bouquet of wilting flowers. Judging by the odor, they were well past their prime. He flipped open the
Pungent.
attached card.
Happy trails from Coach Walker and all the Fairview Condors. Boy, you weren't kidding about poking around, huh? No, sorry, was this from your old school? Most recent one, yeah. Some schools gave me going away cards, some flowers. When they're really trying to feel good about themselves, they do both. So you've moved a lot. Yeah, that's the thing with having a brilliant parent. There's always a better job somewhere else. These flowers would last longer if you put them in some water. That's the sort of thing I would do if I cared. Well, you cared enough to keep them is all. Luca, can I ask you something? Of course. That was a good jump. Dang, didn't that hurt? I'll be honest. That hurt more than I expected. Well, at least you look cool doing it.
Beck took a moment to watch the rivulets of water running down the window.
Do you ever feel alone? Hi, Amazing Cat TV. How you doing? Like, even when people are around? Well, Rolo can be pretty absent-minded sometimes. I'm serious. Does it ever feel like your family doesn't care what you want? It didn't used to feel that way. I know Gran loves me, but sometimes when she looks at me, it's like she's looking at a problem.
Luca took a deep breath, exhaling slowly.
I know the feeling. How do you deal with that? I guess I haven't yet. But one thing my dad told me when I was little, don't hold a grudge, especially against yourself. If you try to hold it all in, you're gonna pop. So then, what do you do when you don't know what to do? Dad never got to that part. Something I figured out on my own, though. You gotta do something. Anything. Here. What are you doing? I don't know. Something. We're gonna register our complaints with the storm. I unironically love this. Listen here, you miserable universe. Stop jerking me around. I just want things to go back to the way they were. Everyone tells me it's gonna be alright. Things are gonna change.
Luca let out a feral scream that echoed into the night.
Every time something changes, everything gets worse. Screw this town. Oh, whoa. Let me try. Moving sucks. I hate it. I hate that I hate it. Why can't I just deal with it and be happy for my mom? Why can't we just stay somewhere?
Her voice dropped to a trembling whisper.
Oh, I just want to be a normal kid.
Beck brushed off her shirt and straightened up.
There. Wow, I actually feel a little better.
As abruptly as it began, the storm abated.
Thanks. I needed that. Me too. I should head out before the rain starts up again. Sure, I'll walk you out. See you and Rolo at the festival? Sounds good. Luca, don't let the universe jerk you around.
Beck gave Luca a light thump on the arm before heading in. Chapter 5. Friendly Feud. The air was heavy with the hard rain's residue, the smell of wet things. Despite his dreary surroundings, Luca felt at peace. He'd never shared those details about his dad with anyone, not even Rolo. But it's not like this changed anything. Rolo was still his best friend. Adding Beck to the group would help balance things out. Everything's better in threes. This is what Luca told himself as he headed to the treehouse.
Interesting. Catch up with Rolo at the treehouse. I want to see if any of the branches changed now that we have Pungent. None of them did. Okay. There we go. Don't get stuck on walls. Oh, Batgirl. Hey, Don. Tracking down a lead? You bet. I heard a juicy new rumor. Turns out, when Sharper Valentine died, he left behind a peculiar last will and testament. Peculiar how? He didn't just give his kids an inheritance. There were conditions. Like what? The document stipulated that Eris had to take on a child as her ward. A kid our age who just showed up to town one night with a lawyer. Solomon? Bingo! So Eris was forced to take care of him? Yep, or she would have lost everything. Why would Sharper care so much about some random kid? Rumor has it, old Sharper sowed some wild oats. That explains the way Eris treated him. Poor Solomon. How'd you find all this out? A good reporter never reveals her source, Luca. I appreciate her so much. Where am I going again? Treehouse. Oh, not the right way. Okay. Love this piano music. He met his old friend's eyes and was greeted with nothing but ice-cold anger. Heavens! This is no time for fractured friendships. Whoops. Excuse me, what are you doing? Just locking up for the night, sir. Oh, wonderful. I can only assume this means all festival preparations have been completed ahead of schedule. Not exactly, sir. The storm set us back a bit. It's getting late, so we all decided to... You all... decided? Yes, sir. I was unaware that your job involved deciding things. We are all here at Perennial Harvest because we believe in creating a better future, yes? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very much, sir. Do you want to be the one to tell this town that we failed them? No. That we gave up because there was a little rainstorm and we all got sleepy. Of course not, sir. Good. Then it's decided. Yes, sir. We'll work till the task is done. See that you do. Our harvest awaits. Fascinating. Have any of these options changed? No. Okay. Does this set us up back in the memory again? It does. Okay. Can I leave the memory? What?
Luca wrapped a twig of thyme around the hook. Some fish have refined taste.
There are different... Every option has a different... Oh, man. No one warned me about this. Property of Sharper Valentine. Figures. If he had his way, property of Sharper Valentine would be written on everything in this town. Should we give it back to him? He may not even want it back. Man's got a contentious relationship with time. We'll keep it here in case he ever wants to pick it up.
Luca tied a small magnet to the line, fishing with the law of attraction.
This is neat. Where do you think the lock is for this key? Now, why would we want to find that? Because then we would know the secret. Ka, that's no fun. The second we know what it unlocks, it just becomes a boring old key. Right now, this key could unlock anything. Cool.
Luca stuck a toy stretchy hand onto the hook. Those things always get dirty anyway.
Oh my god. The bait options are iconic. Should we give it to Mom? She likes jewelry. That's a sweet thought, Buckaroo. I'm not sure she'd fully appreciate a pond bracelet.
Luca wrapped some tape around the hook. Hey, you never know.
That was weird. I think I ran into a bug just now. It's got a bunch of big words written on it. Let's see that. We regret to inform you that your application for property rights with respect to the Beacon Pines CBD and surrounding area has been rejected. What is that for? Applicant, Valentine Estate. Good. Good. Interesting.
Luca placed a sinker on the line. Sometimes the best stuff is at the bottom of the pond.
This is a really interesting way to give lore. Alice 80 proof whiskey. A hard liquor for a hard man. Best leave that be. Takes a real piece of work to leave something like that lying around. No, there is a message in the bottle. Alright, have we done them all? I think we've done them all. Yeah.
Luca tied us fishing with a...
That's neat. Rollo, are you still up there? I'm sorry, Rollo isn't accepting visitors at this moment. Come back never.
Luca had only ever heard him speak in this stiff yet gentle tone a few times. And it always meant one thing.
You're upset. Oh, what makes you say that? Maybe because my best friend abandoned me for no reason? I didn't abandon you. I'm just a little late.
Rollo scoffed.
Rain held me up. Liar! You weren't even home! What? The storm got bad and I got worried, so I went looking for you. Imagine my surprise when I made it to your house and you weren't there. I hadn't made it back yet. I'm not a fool, Luca. It doesn't take all day to deliver some jam. No, that storm rolled in out of nowhere and I got stuck after dinner at Beck's hut.
On his words, knowing he'd said too much.
Beck? Dinner? What the heck is a Beck? She's a new kid in town. She's actually kind of cool. You'd like her. She needed help convincing her parents that she'd made new friends. New friends? I spent all day waiting for you. You were off making new friends? It's not like that, Rollo. You know, while I was waiting, I made some upgrades to mission control. It was going to be a surprise, but you took so long, the storm knocked it all down. Just like you knocked down our friendship. What does that even mean?
Luca became instinctively angry in response. Both boys were now shouting across the distance.
It means you're a bad friend. You don't care about me. Of course I care, you ass. I knew I'd get in trouble waiting so late for you, but I kept my word, 'cause that's what friends do. Oh wow, what a noble sacrifice you made. Easy for you to say. Your grand doesn't even care. You can stay out as long as you want, and you wouldn't even get in trouble. Seriously? You're acting like I chose this? If that's what you think, then maybe you're the bad
Rollo's
friend.
tone changed to a calm, yet more intense anger.
Maybe Pa's right. Storms bring more than water. This one brought out the real Luca. Stop quoting your Pa's nonsense like it means anything. Yeah, well, at least my Pa's still a Oh! Rollo!
The words hung in the cold night air. Rollo's stomach dropped, knowing he'd crossed a line. But it was too late.
Blue honey, it's a game. Hi, honey, you got a big head. Luca, I could night Rollo. Dang it. Rip. That did not go well. Rollo thinks I'm still going to the festival with him. He can shove it. All right, then. Is there any... Blue, literally the rules where if you want to stay in here, you have to behave and you can't bark. Alright, let's see what else there is to find in here.
Luca dug through his old stuff, not even sure what he was looking for.
Oh, there's a ball. Rollo, what a jerk. Call me a bad friend? Ooh, I'm Rollo. Look at me and my amazing family. Ooh. I feel like I'm supposed to break something with the ball. I guess I'm just never supposed to make new friends. Oh no. Luca, honey. Luca?
Gran cooed gently from the hallway.
You slept straight through breakfast. Luca, are you alright? I'm fine. I just don't feel like getting up yet. Okay, I'll leave this oatmeal by the door. I've got to run out and take care of some things. Okay. I'll be back later to check in. Sure.
Luca just wanted to be alone.
Oh.
He waited to hear the sound of the front door closing.
Poor kid. Does Weep give us any new branches? It does not. Bet Rola's still gonna go to the festival. It's gonna be miserable.
Luca dozed off again.
Luca, I see you didn't eat your oatmeal. Wasn't hungry. Well, just in case you get hungry, I'll leave a sandwich here too. Thanks. Rolo came by. What'd he say? He wanted to talk to you. What'd you say? I told him you weren't feeling well. Good. So your plan is to just sit in your room all day? Pretty much. Well, I need to pop away again for a minute. If you decide to end your pity party and go outside, I think it'd do you some good. Noted.
Luca still couldn't bring himself to go out. Besides, if he ran into Rollo, he'd have to actually confront the situation.
Oof. Never anything interesting at the festival anyway. Oh. Okay. So we need to hit the bookshelf. Nope, I missed. Okay. Come on. Oh. There we go.
The Adventures of Hank Atomic.
The complete first volume.
Luca carefully opened the cover and began to read. Rollo had received it for his birthday. A special hardcover edition with behind-the-scenes commentary and bonus art. Rollo cherished it, but asked that Luca keep it at his house. Luca wasn't sure if it was because Rollo didn't trust himself with it, didn't trust his sister around it, or just wanted an excuse to come hang out at Luca's more often. Whatever the reason, Luca didn't mind. But it had stayed right there where Rollo had stashed it ever since. Now, at the foot of his bed, Luca lost himself in the pages. He'd read it all before, but at this moment, it somehow felt sentimental. He was well into issue number 5 when he heard soft footsteps from the hallway.
Luca, another little friend came to see you. A girl named Beck Moodwill. She said you met yesterday. What'd she say? Is she here? She was just dropping by. I told her you weren't taking visitors today. Oh. She seems nice. Yeah. You had a fight with Rollo, didn't you? Can I come in? Maybe later. All right then. I'll leave dinner on the kitchen table, in case you want to bite before bedtime.
Without realizing it, Luca had pouted away the entire afternoon. He once again felt the weight of it all, and allowed his weary eyes to close. Luca stood in a vast black expanse. He looked up at his father standing beside him. Walt was working a straw at the bottom of a fountain glass, trying to collect the last bits of milkshake. Dad? Where are we? Taking a final loud gurgling sip, his father peered up from the glass. He jangled the straw playfully with a warm smile, then lifted the empty glass as if to point into the darkness. The source? Luca's eyes followed his father's gesture. In an instant, He was sitting in front of a blazing campfire.
What is the source?
Across from him sat a large figure in a yellow hazmat suit. The figure's voice was a scratchy echo. Well, if it isn't the man of the hour. Make yourself comfortable. Luca held his shivering hands over the flame to warm himself. It doesn't work that way here. Their yellow-gloved hand pointed to the base of the flame. It's a cold flame. See? Luca peered at the base of the fire. It wasn't wood that was burning. It was Beacon Pines itself. Tiny buildings, freezing and crumbling as they were consumed by flame.
What?
Luca could see small shadows moving in the burning city. People. Luca leapt to his feet. We've got to help them! The figure gave a dismissive wave of their hand. Why waste energy helping people who can't even help themselves? The figure bent down to examine the panicked crowd as they desperately tried to stop the flames. They only care about what's right in front of them. Not like us. Luca's voice was a trembling whisper. Us? The figure slowly stood up, grabbing its helmet with both hands. With a jolt and a twist, the suit emitted a gasp. A cloud of torpid mist escaped, slowly revealing the face within. Luca's own face looked back at him. Older, worn, distant. The sensation was oddly familiar, as if he'd caught his own reflection by surprise in the mirror. The doppelganger smiled. I tried to help once. He gestured towards his face, and all it got me was this. Luca staggered back. You aren't me. Luca felt a hand catch his shoulder. His father was there again, beside him. Every choice sets us on a path. This is the end of one of your paths, son. Luca watched his older self shake its head ruefully, its face twisting into a cruel grin. Welp, Dad, if you wanted him to see this, far be it from me to disappoint. Luca watched in shock as the figure took a confident step forward and plunged into the flames. In a flash of cold light, he was gone.
What?
Does all of this mean? Luca felt a reassuring squeeze on his shoulder. Just remember, why we choose matters just as much as what we choose. Luca woke up to see a hazy figure at the foot of his bed, silhouetted in the morning sun.
Mom? No, dear. It's only Gran.
Luca rubbed his eyes. The kind, concerned face of his gran came into focus.
How are you feeling? Fine. Anything you want to talk about? I don't feel like talking. That's just as well. How about you sit there and listen a bit? Whatever you and Rollo fought about doesn't matter. But he...
Gran silenced Luca with a gentle pat on the leg.
Fights between friends happen. What was said doesn't matter. The important thing is that it's not the last thing you ever say to each other. But he said stuff about Dad. Well, do you think he meant it? No. He was just mad. And did you mean any of the things you said to him? No. Good. One must appreciate friends in their best moments and accept them in their worst. Now get your little butt out of bed. The festival's today. You don't want to miss that, do you? I guess not. Seems like a good opportunity to make amends with Rollo, doesn't it?
Luca gave a reluctant nod.
So buy him a corn dog and apologize. But he's the one that... What did I just say? Buy him a corn dog. That's a good boy. Everything's better with corn dogs. I need to get going now. Got some last-minute festival business to take care of. I'll come find you at the fountain a little after lunch. All right. I love you, Luca. Love you too.
Luca took a deep breath.
Okay.
Chapter 6. Through thick and thin. Despite Luca's bitterness, Gran was right. He needed to hash things out with Rollo. A big fight changes the nature of a friendship. Whether, in the end, it is for the better or for the worse, all comes down to understanding. If one is not careful, the same familiarity that builds the strongest of bonds can become the wrecking ball that shatters them. Luca emerged from seclusion, taking in the crisp festival air. But the events of the day weren't on his mind. He had to find Rollo.
I wonder if it'll let me go back this way. It will. Interesting. Doesn't let me do anything, but it does let me go. Oh yeah. We should see if our new option is on any branches. There you are. Luca, Rollo wanted me to tell you something. What is it?
Roxy rolled her eyes, shaking her head.
A space adventure, though you needn't buy it. If ye be brave, go somewhere quiet. Roxy, I don't... It's a riddle, Luca. My goofy little brother wants you to find him.
Looked down and kicked at the dirt.
Look, I know you two had a fight. The only thing more annoying than my little brother is my little brother without his best friend. So I'm doing him this one favor. Now, I need one favor from you. Whatever it is that went down between you two, squash it. A space adventure, though you needn't buy it. Space adventure. Library? The library.
How was the beetle hunt? Pretty rotten. I haven't seen so much as an exuvii. And it's not just the beetles. This morning I couldn't find any critters at all. It's like everything that buzzes or skitters just packed up and left. Now, I'm sure they're out there somewhere. Maybe all the commotion of the festival just spooked them. Yeah, maybe that's it.
Welcome to our festival. Don't forget to come back later for Mr. Kerr's speech and the Perennial Harvest Festival sign reveal. You don't want to miss it. I don't know who Perennial Harvest thinks they're impressing with this ridiculous festival. Totally. The town's still falling apart, and the weather's still cruddy. And this season's harvest looks like it's going to be worse than last year's. You said it. No amount of corporate pandering is going to change any of that. Exactly. But the lemonade at the drink stand over there does look pretty tasty. Fitz. I'm still going to be mad at them. I'd just rather be mad while drinking some delicious lemonade, all. Unique New York, unique New York. Huh? Oh, don't mind me. Just warming up for my big ceremony speech.
Mr. Kerr pointed to his grinning mouth.
Gotta limber up the old gab box.
You nervous?
Oh, heavens, no.
We'll break a leg.
Give me the gift of a grip-top sock. That's right, I can pose near stuff.
Alright, moving. Every single time. Yep. Wait for it.
Unexplained sound once again noted.
Like clockwork. What a bunch of drones.
Let me talk to the otter man.
Jeff was staring into the distance with a wistful look.
Hey Jeff, everything alright? Well, yeah, everything's fine. Well, I mean, used to be fine. This ain't right these days, you know? I really do, actually.
Jeff turned to Luca with a furrowed brow, then gave an understanding nod.
You do, don't you?
For a moment, the two now shared that same wistful gaze.
Okay, I can't trigger them to... A most welcoming of welcomes. Would you like to share your thoughts? We always strive to improve.
Nope.
Oh, come on, you don't have any book updates? This is the first time I've seen this many smiling faces since the foul harvest. I had my doubts about perennial harvest, but I must admit they do put on a nice party.
Nope.
Every time. Hi, Luca. How's Griffin doing? What? Oh, nothing.
Sorry all became flesh.
Just pretend I didn't say anything? I literally don't remember who Griffin is.
Piper, you're actually taking a break from studying.
I wanted to see what all this festival fuss was about.
But I can't help but notice. You still brought your backpack full of books?
God, me in high school.
Luca, backpacks can carry a lot more than just books. True, true. So, what you got in there?
Books. I was able to return the perennial harvest safety suit you borrowed. I don't think anyone noticed. Good. Now, will you tell me what you needed it for? It was a favor for an enemy of my enemy. This isn't going to harm Mr. Kerr, is it? All you need to know is that it's for the good of the family. Two up, two baby girl.
Got a question for you. What do you think this whole festival's for? The way I figure it, Perennial Harvest is trying to win over the town. Like a bride, but with balloons.
Cynical. I like where your head's at. That's what I assumed at first too, until I eavesdropped on a couple of gossipy clipboards. What if I told you that this whole thing is really a special shindig for a super secret guest of honor?
A special guest? Who?
I haven't dug that deep yet, but whoever it is, PH thinks they're a big deal. Interesting. Very interesting. Hey, Luca. So, you're done at the library?
Uh-huh.
Well, nothing.
Griffin looked away suspiciously.
Nothing at all.
Luca, did you know that Beacon Pines is actually unincorporated? A lot of people don't know that.
Wow, yeah, I didn't know. What's that mean?
It means most public works are handled internally. We do all the pipelines, water treatment, building regulations. That's great. Census taking, emergency services.
Also me as a child.
The library, somewhere quiet.
Hey, Luca.
Kato's eyes lit with excitement.
I've been expecting you. Bravo on deciphering the first riddle. Oh no, there's achievements? That's adorable.
The first...
Oh, you didn't think that was all, did you?
Well, it does go all out,
Kato
doesn't he?
straightened up and cleared his throat as if preparing to sing.
Ahem.
On planet Farpool, you may take issue. When the fifth king dies, you'll need a tissue.
Kato stared at Luca eagerly.
Get it? Want me to tell you?
No, it's okay. Let me figure it out. Alright. When you find it, bring it here to be verified. And if you decide you want a hint, the offer still stands.
Hi, Jace. Still working through the newest Hank Atomic? You know it. Some fascinating canon toward the end. Did you know Hank Atomic Shrink Array doesn't actually shrink stuff, and it uses inverse quantum particle decay to literally grow the entire universe around an object, leaving that object unaltered? So it just looks strong compared to everything else? Bingo! That's wild. But Jace, no spoilers, please. Alright, sorry.
Luca grabbed The Adventures of Hank Atomic, issue number 5, from the shelf.
Once you got the book, you can bring it to me, or just grab a different one.
Ah, you found it!
Otto removed his book from the desk and replaced it with Luca's, turning on the lamp. As he slid the book under the purple light, 2 words glowed. The Adventures of Hank Atomic, issue 5. Luca clicked his tongue with recognition.
Rollo's cipher pen. He used to write secret messages everywhere with that. Only I had this special flashlight needed to reveal it. I lost it.
Well, apparently he traded Jeff for his purple light bulb, part with his entire Halloween candy stash.
Oh, Rollo. Now let's see here.
Kato began flipping through the pages, stopping when he hit a glowing word.
Get away with such a
He
grift.
continued flipping.
Only found in Grub. Grift in Grub. Cart.
Reaching the end of the book, Kato looked up.
That's it. Grift in Grub. Cart. Grift in Griffin.
Griffin's grub cart. He wants me to go to Griffin's snack stand.
Oh, brilliant. Guess you're off then. Good luck on the rest of the scavenger hunt.
Thanks, Kato.
This is cute.
Hey, Griffin. Did Rollo
Before
come?
Luca could finish his sentence, Griffin handed him a corn dog.
Oh, that's it?
Bought and paid for. Oh, wait, wrong voice.
Bought and paid for. Enjoy. I thought there was supposed to be a riddle or
Luca
something.
shrugged, taking a sizable bite out of the corn dog.
Yuck. It's cold. Oh, yeah, that's been sitting here for a while. Rollo wanted me to be sure to give you that one specifically.
Well, that's
Luca
just...
tugged at his cheeks, feeling something rough between his teeth. He reached into his mouth and pulled out a slip of paper.
Ew.
Oh, come on.
He shook off the bits of corn dog to read the slip.
Pick up when you need some pep near the fountain up
Luca
the
finished
step.
off the remainder of the corn dog.
Ugh, this is getting me a whole thing.
Rollo, you're not allowed to drink coffee anymore. Oops.
There you are, Luca.
There's no way I'm actually doing this. It's way below my pay grade.
Oh, come on, you big stiff. Let the kids have some fun.
Fine. But Rollo owes me one.
Lumi waved his hands around sarcastically as he began.
What takes flight but has no wings, your final task of friendship brings.
See, that wasn't so hard.
Ugh, I feel cheapened somehow.
I think it's sweet. Good luck, Luca.
Okay, so it's imagination. Oh. Or balloons.
Hey.
Hey. Did you find the comic book?
Yep.
And you got the corn dog?
Yeah.
Well then, I know it doesn't make up for what I said, but here, you've earned
Lumi
this.
sheepishly handed Luca the balloons.
Aww. Oh. That's concerning.
Thanks. You didn't have to go to all this trouble. I'm sorry I got so mad. Dang it, you were supposed to let me apologize first. Oh, sorry. No, you've apologized twice before me. Just let me do this. Look, I'm really sorry. With everything that's happened, with your mom and all, I always wanted to be there for you. Be a good friend, you know?
when you said you were hanging out with someone else, I kind of freaked out. Rollo. Still my turn. I felt like if you needed some new friend to help you, it meant that I wasn't good enough. That was selfish and wrong. I was wrong. I'm so sorry, Luca. Okay, apology over. You can talk now.
Luca threw himself at Rollo, hugging him as tightly as he could.
Rollo, I don't deserve you. I don't deserve you either. That's why we deserve each other. So, what else do you want to do today? We could snoop around and try to find some info about your mom. Snoop where? We could probably sneak into Perennial Harvest HQ while everyone's at the festival. Aren't you curious about all the stuff those clipboards write down? What if we get caught? I think I've had enough excitement for 1 week. Let's just make the rest of the day about us. Really? Yeah, the rest of the world can wait 1 more day. You know, I have been wanting to get some work done on the MCDC at Mission Control. The aim's a bit unpredictable. That sounds perfect. Oh. Can we go and get Beck? Can Beck come with us? I just want them to hang out and be friends. Beck! Beck! I guess not. Okay. That's interesting that apparently Beck's not... Well, maybe she's in the forest near the trees. Boop, boop, boop. Near the treehouse, I mean. I have to wonder if any of these characters, like, are vaguely, other than the alligator lady, are vaguely aware of the fact that we're making choices. I want to know the next chapter. Oh wait, did something change? Oh no, that's the sign. Yeah. Did you hear? After Miss Curry gives his big speech, they're gonna have the first annual biggest catch competition. And as long as the boot qualifies as a catch, I'm a shoo-in. Boot. Shoo-in. Oh god, just give me the option to go fishing. I want to test out these new... Okay.
Gently baited for skimming.
So I didn't get any new ones. Got it. Did any of my other branches change? They did. They did. Okay. That's exciting. Whoa, I almost forgot. I ran into your gran this morning. She asked me to give you this.
Handed Luca an unopened letter.
I'll wait for you inside if you want to read it now. Letter?
Luca, some things are going to happen that might be difficult for you to understand. If I am honest, I hardly understand them myself. But whatever happens, I need you to know that I love you. None of this is fair to you. You have already lost so much. We both have. I wish there was a simpler way forward. But if there is, I haven't thought of it. God knows I've tried. Everything I've done. I did for you. I hope someday you can accept that. Love, Gran.
I love you too, Gran.
Put paper into his pocket and headed up the ladder.
That's a really concerning letter. What's up with the letter? Anything you want to talk about? Maybe later. Sure, whatever you want. You know, you really didn't have to go to all that trouble just to apologize. I know, but we'd been looking forward to the festival for weeks. After I ruined everything with my big mouth, this is the best way to make sure you still had a good time without me. Rollo.
Luca was at a loss for words, but that was fine. Words aren't always necessary.
The festival seemed nice. Was it nice? We can still go. Nah, this is fine. Well, there's always next year.
Sadly, this was untrue. A distant rumble shook the treehouse.
Huh? What was that? Oh man, we missed the fireworks?
Fireworks. It was something the boys couldn't possibly comprehend.
Gran, what'd you
Something
do?
as old and cruel as time itself.
Gran? Oh, why is it so...
A shockwave of cold tore through the room. A bitter, unfathomable chill. Before they could react, it encased them in ice. Two boys, reunited by friendship, only to be cruelly separated by a malevolence beyond reason. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene, in a silent treehouse turned statuary. In a town brought low by its secrets, sits a pair of friends, alone, together.
Oh.
For the rest of time. The end. No, that can't be the ending. It simply can't. I won't accept it, and I hope you won't either. There are more endings, more possibilities. I can feel it. We are just going to have to sort through them all until we find the one that fits.
Feel bad for the narrator.
Luca drew himself up and decided to take the only option they had left. He squinted down the barrel of the mission control defense cannon, aiming it through an opening in the dense tree branches. He looked up with surprise as it struck true and taut.
Oh wow, I can't believe that worked. Hey, Mr. Kerr. We'd love to hear your thoughts, but I'm afraid we have places to be. Come on, Eggy. See ya, jerks. Fine. We know where that leads them. This way, we'll take the tunnels.
Luca and Iggy winced as they sprinted through the thicket. The branches clawed at them, reluctant to give passage. After what felt like a marathon, Luca stopped in his tracks as they reached the clearing. What the? That was all he was able to say before Iggy slammed into his back. The boys tumbled down a steep decline and crashed with a wheezing thud on a surface as hard as ice. In fact, it was ice. Chapter 5. Signs. They stood silently, catching their breath. The sky was like sapphire.
I really like the wind effect it got here.
With each breath, a plume of steam escaped from Luca's lungs. Let's keep moving. Luca pulled Iggy to his feet as they gazed across a snowy terrain.
That was actually pretty badass. Uh-huh. I think we lost him. Are we up in the mountains? I don't think so. If anything, we went downhill. Then what's up with the Winter Wonderland? Well, all I know is there's no going back the way we came. Let's see if we can get our bearings. Follow me. Oh.
A disc of smooth metal was lightly covered in snow. Two faint seams were visible along the surface.
A manhole cover? If it is, I've never seen one like it. Wait, this looks like...
Luca had almost forgotten the walkie-talkie he was carrying.
It's that bozo Kerr. I hope nothing bad has happened to you out in
Luca
those
looked at Iggy
woods.
with hesitation.
No need to be
With
rude.
a resigned sigh, Luca responded.
It seems like the only dangerous thing in the woods is you. He speaks, the young man of the hour. Now, how in tarnation did you end up with one of our radios?
Just lucky, I guess.
Boy, howdy. You Van Horns are full of surprises, aren't you? You know my parents? I never had the honor of meeting your father, but your mom sure was a handful.
Luca winced, shoving the walkie-talkie back into his pocket.
I gotta keep moving.
You see, this looks like the spot where my dad's grave is. It definitely looks like we somehow time traveled. What's the readout? Sitting above, just above 258 Kelvin. It's down a bit from last time. Should we report this to Mr. Kerr? Oh, I'm betting this is the clipboards. Meh, still within safe ranges. It may be spreading, but it's under control for now. Even a small nudge in the equilibrium could cause a cascade. Dude, relax. Just a few more sites to hit before we can punch out. Let's get this over with.
Oh, what's all this? Hard to say with all this snow. I think it's a town sign. I can almost make out the letters under there. What town could this even be? Could be another town this deep into Weepwood. I'm looking at evidence to the contrary. Let's figure out what we're dealing with here. Step 1. Snow's gotta go. I'll see what I can do.
The boys stared in disbelief at the sign that now clearly read, "Welcome to Beacon Pines."
This doesn't make any sense. We're in Beacon Pines? How's that possible? We ran away from town. How did we get back here? I guess we got turned around. Where did all this snow come from?
Also, if we were at 258 Kelvin, I think that'd just be like at the freezing point.
Well, it's been colder than normal lately. That's a pretty big difference between sweater weather and this Arctic hellscape. The puddle we fought at before, it was cold too. Maybe all of it leads to one source. You think it's related? What the hell is going on? We're gonna get you some answers. Let's keep moving.
Oh, town has changed significantly.
Does stuff look familiar to you? Looks like the barrel near the puddle I, shoved me into, yeah.
The fencing glistened, each chain link encapsulated with a translucent layer of ice.
Looks like the stuff they put up around the Weepwood. The stuff who put up? I don't know. It's all frozen.
Looking down at the frozen stream, Luca could faintly see a school of minnows encased in the ice.
Whatever happened here, it happened fast. Fish didn't even have time to run. Or, swim run.
Alright, nothing else over here.
The crunching of footsteps trailing Luca went hush. He looked back to see Iggy's face twisted with confusion.
Everyone's gone. What? There's nothing here but more snow. There must be an explanation for all this.
Howdy! We have had a few feelsy moments. Right now, we don't really know what's happening. We went back to a branch. So, we went back to this branch, chose a new option that we just got. That's why it's got a question mark on it. And we are now in an iced over version of Beacon Pines, and we are not 100% sure what's happening. And we have Iggy, the bully, that we pushed into a puddle of toxic sludge that turns him old. Or something. We're not 100% sure what it did to him. But he's wearing our coat. I don't know how to explain where we are. But yeah, it's going weird. There must be an explanation for all this. We have to keep looking. You can look all you want. I quit. Vicky, we have to keep going. You don't get it, do you? This isn't one of your pathetic Hank Atomic stories. They aren't gonna save the day. We aren't even gonna save ourselves. My face is mangled, the town is destroyed, and everyone we've ever known is gone. We don't know that. You can't just quit. Do whatever you want. I'm done. Iggy, it's gonna be okay.
Luca peered upward.
I don't
at
think
the
it will be
darkening sky.
Luca, honey.
He let out a long, foggy breath. Faintly, Iggy began to cry. Seeing Iggy in such a pathetic state gave Luca a sense of compassion and more than a little guilt.
It is getting pretty late, I think. Probably not a great idea to stumble around in the dark anyway.
Luca allowed himself to collapse next to Iggy.
Y'all should go inside. Let's just rest for a
The
bit.
boys huddled together for warmth and comfort.
There is literally an abandoned, like,
If not for exhaustion, their minds would be racing, trying to make sense of the events of the day. As it was, all they had energy for was to sit in silence.
also I'm noticing that the harvest, perennial harvest building is different here than it is in the other Beacon Pines. It's like we went through a portal or something. The way the snow covered everything over, it's kind of calming. Yeah. I haven't had time to say it, but thanks. Huh? For getting us away from those creeps. I sort of froze up back there. Iggy, I should be the one apologizing. This all happened because I lost my temper. Nah, that's bull hockey. First of all, you didn't know what that gun could do. You didn't, right? Of course not. And second, stop with this baloney about losing your temper. I did lose my
Iggy
temper.
motioned sarcastically to his half-deformed face.
Obviously. But that's exactly what you should have done. Huh? I was being a horse's ass. You were supposed to be a horse's ass in response. That's how it works. Iggy, I'm having a hard time following. You wanted me to fight you? Of course. Jeez. You goody-goody types take forever to understand this very basic point. Why don't you go around saying cruel things trying to get into fights?
Iggy shrugged.
Something to do. You're an asshole because you're bored. Sometimes I just feel empty. You wouldn't understand. You and Roller are always having a blast together. Laughing and calling that dinky little treehouse mission control.
Iggy now wept openly.
Perfect little Luca Van Horn. It is perfect little life. My life is not perfect. Everybody in town likes you. Not everybody. Hell, that new girl hasn't even unpacked yet, and even she already likes you. And you have Tish.
He wiped his nose with his sleeve.
I love Tish. Tish is great. But she ain't exactly the world's greatest conversationalist, you know?
Luca gave a warm chuckle.
I get that impression.
Iggy cleared his throat as he wiped his eyes.
It must be raining out here. Definitely.
Iggy arched into a wide yawn.
We should probably try to get some sleep. Yeah. Let's lay low for now. Tomorrow we'll get to the bottom of all
Luca's
this.
eyelids began to slowly drift shut.
Go into shelter. Children. Luca? Yeah? I always did want to see the inside of your dinky little treehouse. What do you think? Not bad. I'll give you the full tour when we get back. You know what?
That's all Luca could whisper before succumbing to sleep. Iggy snuggled in some more.
When it comes to worst days of my entire life, this one wasn't half bad. I swear to God, if he wakes up
The
and that
house
child
smelled
is
of warm
dead.
bread. Luca was playing with toy blocks on the living room rug. He looked up to see his parents on the couch. His mother held his father's head in her lap. She idly stroked his hair while humming a song.
This is gonna be a nightmare.
A voice behind Luca spoke. This is how you remember them, huh? Luca turned to see his own face. The doppelganger from his dreams, still clad in a yellow hazmat suit, still carrying a look of disdain behind empty eyes. Aww, look at this perfectly cozy scene. You know it wasn't really like this. The figure picked up a toy block and inspected it. It's amazing the facades that one can build given the right materials. Not that I blame us. These are a child's memories, all warm and fuzzy. You don't remember, do you? Luca snatched the block from the figure's yellow-gloved hand. Remember what? The doppelganger pointed to the couch. The last day we saw him alive. The day he chose to abandon us. Luca turned to look at his father, still lounging on a couch. That's not true. He didn't abandon us. The doppelganger waved his hand dismissively. Everything is true here. It's just a matter of what we choose to see. Well, let me show you. The world flickered and pulsed. Luca was sitting next to his bed, listening to his heartbeat with one of his dad's stethoscopes. The doppelganger limped into the room. Now, we both know that's not how this went. He grabbed Luca's hand and guided the stethoscope to the floor. Luca heard muffled shouting, brought close by the stethoscope. It was his parents, fighting. Do you remember what we did next? Luca gave a slow nod and crept down the hall to peek through the banister. He could see the outline of his mother at the bottom of the stairs. Damn it, Walt. We can't afford to get involved in this. She was scared. His father stepped forward. What am I supposed to do? Just watch? There's a sickness in this town, and we both know who's behind it. I swore an oath to help people. I won't turn my back on them. Luca's mother grabbed Walt. She was crying, pleading. I can't lose you. Walt calmly removed Eleanor's hand from his shoulder. What's right is right, and what's wrong is wrong. I could never live with myself if I let Sharper get away with this. Eleanor raised her voice. Spare me your bullshit platitudes. What about our son? Luca flinched, dropping the stethoscope down the stairs. Walt turned with a panicked smile. Luca, is that you, buddy? With tears in his eyes, Luca descended the stairs. Mom? Dad? What's going on? Walt dropped to a knee to meet Luca eye to eye. Nothing, buckaroo. Your mom and I just got a little overexcited is all. Luca placed the stethoscope against his father's chest. His heart was racing. It sounded like you were going somewhere? Walt gently removed the device from Luca's ears. Listen to me, Luca. I have some business to take care of. I'll be back in time to tuck you in. Luca hugged his father tightly. Promise? Walt stood up and walked to the door. He glanced over his shoulder. I promise. With a wink and a grin, he put on his hat and strode out into the evening sun. A figure approached soundlessly from the foggy snowfall. It stood above them, lingering in contemplation. Slowly raising one hand above Iggy, it snapped out 2 brisk raps on his head. From a deep slumber, Iggy sprang up defensively.
Get your hands off me!
Whether it was the calming presence or the recognition that he was not in danger, Iggy felt his clenched fists lower.
Just what do you think you're doing?
Luca looked up, gradually remembering his whereabouts. The figure exhaled a cloud of warm vapor.
You two certainly have caused a lot of commotion. What's that supposed to mean? Take it easy, Iggy. We were asleep minding our own business. You're the one running around knocking on people's heads. I'm sorry if I hurt you, Iggy. You didn't hurt nobody. Anybody. Huh? Oh, I see. You think you're better than me.
When
You...
it came to complete strangers, Iggy had trouble cobbling together an insult.
big-headed, scarfy-necked, Furball! Okay, let's lower the temperature a bit here. Interesting choice of words. I mean, let's all just calm down. Who are you? A friend. An observer. A hitchhiker on the infinite expanse of possibility. Great. How about a name? If you must call me something, you can call me Nat.
Iggy huffed with gratification.
How about you make like a gnat and buzz off? Very well.
Nat began to turn away indifferently.
Wait. Do you live here? You might say that. So you know where we are? You might also say that. Look, pal, we just want to find a safe way out of here. You gonna help us or not? Before knowing how to leave, one must know where they are. Alright, that does it. Look, I don't know about you, but I'm getting out of here one way or another.
Iggy turned sharply and began to stomp off.
Enough with the riddles. Iggy, wait up.
Realizing he'd worn their patience then, Nat relented.
Very well. I suppose this isn't the time for metaphors. I'll show you how to get back home.
Luca and Iggy turned around with hope in their eyes.
Come here.
Nat took a deep breath in.
Close your eyes.
Nat exhaled slowly, then snapped his fingers.
Okay, open them.
For a brief moment, Luca and Iggy let themselves believe that some great magic was about to unfold, until they opened their eyes and found themselves in the exact same place, cold and disheartened.
This is your home. This is Beacon Pines. Look, Nat, we don't know how we got here. Maybe we stumbled through some time travel gate in Weepwood, or we teleported to some alternate universe. This is all just some cruel experiment by Kerr and his goons. This is not our home. You're inching closer to the truth. Alas, the reality is much less fanciful. Just give it to us straight. So be it. As I said, this is Beacon Pines. The original, true Beacon Pines. What? What? What does that mean? You both grew up here, but the town you called your home for the past several years is a replica. A remarkable achievement of engineering, to be fair. So 6 years ago, with the the foul harvest, that was that. But a replica nonetheless. That's impossible. It's too much work. You'd need the whole town to replicate a whole town. Indeed. To pull off such a feat would require immense labor power. That which could be moved would be moved. That which could not would require a precise duplicate. We would have noticed. Someone would have noticed. You'd think so. Unless the auditing was impeccable. A mind-numbing attention to detail. As for the innumerable trivialities which complete the tapestry, well, you can leave that to this miraculous thing we call a brain. It has a real aversion to discontinuity, a revulsion, even. The brain has a wonderful way of smoothing out the rough edges, keeping us sane.
Luca and Iggy looked around uncomfortably.
So you're saying that someone made an entire new town and moved us all and no one noticed? Precisely. But why? Why is the one question that can never be answered with certainty. The best one can do is to uncover...
Nat narrowed his eyes, furrowed his brow, and uttered,
the source. Why did you say the source like that? Why indeed?
Luca began to laugh uncomfortably.
It's all ridiculous. There's no way they could.
Down at his feet. His eyes started back and forth in contemplation. With a sudden pain, a thought struck him.
If this really is home.
He sprinted off into the pale distance. As Iggy turned to follow, Nat called out.
Iggy, it's not too late to turn back. Simply head west through the Weep Wood.
Chapter 6. The Source. Nat expressed his sympathy with a shrug and sauntered off as unassumingly as he'd arrived. He'd given Luca and Iggy what they needed, and nothing more. As Luca sprinted across the snow, the events of the past few days became clearer, pieces to a larger puzzle. Rolo said he was underground somewhere, captured. Mr. Kerr tried to cover it up with lies. The clipboards were hell-bent on capturing Iggy. It all seemed to point to perennial harvest. But right now, there was one thing that Luca needed to know.
Yeah.
Luca stopped dead in his tracks. The tree was gone, uprooted and moved, leaving a raw gash in the earth. He dropped to his knees and dug wildly at the cold snow. His numb hands hit something hard, a headstone. A dry whisper escaped Luca's lips.
You're here. All this time I thought I was visiting you. You've been here. Alone. In the snow. Dad, I'm so sorry. They ruined your favorite spot in the world. Our favorite spot in the world. Dad, what do I do?
There was no reply. Just snow-covered silence.
Why did you give me the slip like that? What if I couldn't find you, you jerk?
Luca finally noticed the tears welling in Luca's eyes and the snow-covered grave.
Oh. Iggy, they stole his tree, Iggy. Yikes.
Suddenly, they heard the crunch of approaching footsteps in the snow.
We gotta hide. $259K. Fall off distance, still good. Dude, did you hear me? I said 259. Sorry. Do you ever think about what we did here? We saved a whole town of people. Doesn't feel like it sometimes. What about everything we left behind? That's the grave of someone with a family. People who love them will never know the truth. Truth is
He bent down
overrated.
to scoop up a snowball and lobbed it playfully.
Hey! Don't be such a downer, dude. We took this job to change the world. Yeah. Come on. It's almost lunchtime. Weirdo. Here I thought I was a jerk. Those dinguses are out here literally dancing on
Luca
graves.
snorted through heaving sobs.
I thought I was visiting him. I thought he was with me. Not gonna lie, that's a bad break. Here's some
He
advice.
gave Luca a solid smack on the back of his head.
Hey! Was any of this helping? What? Sitting here in the snow, crying like some pushover. Who you helping? Iggy, look what they did. They lied to everyone. Blah, blah, blah. Luca Van Horn, you're a lot of things, but you ain't no pushover. What did I tell you before? Excuse me. When some jerk comes at you acting like a horse's ass, I should stand up for myself. Hell yeah! Kerr and his merry little band of clipboards pulled off this switcheroo for a reason, right? Nat mentioned something about a source.
Luca wiped his eyes with a sleeve.
Whatever's at the source must be awfully valuable to perennial harvest. Sure would be a shame if something unfortunate were to happen to their precious source, wouldn't it? What do you have in mind? If it's small enough to steal, we snatch it. If it's too big to snatch, we smash it. And what if it's too big to smash?
Iggy flashed a mischievous smile and cracked his knuckles.
I'm always up for a challenge. I'm gonna make this right, Dad, I promise. Let's do this. Locate the source. It can get awful cold out there in those woods, Luca. Probably best you to stay put and conserve your energy. Help's on the way.
Where's Rolo? Where's my mom? Did you kill her?
Oh heavens no! Do I seem like a killer to you?
Luca shared a skeptical look.
Well, do I? Oh shucks, now that hurts my feelings.
Screw that guy.
Alright, so we're ignoring these very obvious car tracks.
Wait a minute. If this is the original town, then that
Iggy
means...
darted behind a large pine and began digging furiously. He emerged holding a shoebox with a crude skull painted on its lid.
What's that? Long story. So a few years back, I, came into possession of some premium grade fireworks. Not the wimpy firecracker stuff they give kids. The good stuff. So why'd you bury it under a tree? That's the long part of the story. You and Rolo were doing chores at Rolo's chicken coop, and you guys pissed me off for some reason or another?
Rolled his eyes with realization.
No, you didn't.
Iggy stifled a chuckle.
Yep. I just wanted to give you guys a little scare, but like I said, these were some primo fireworks. So I might have underestimated things. You blew up the chicken coop? I prefer to think of it as an incendiary redecoration. Sorry, but you should have seen the looks on your faces. Rolo got grounded for months, which is why I needed to stash the evidence and lay low. So I buried him under that tree. When I came back for him later, they were gone. I figured some grown-up found him and tossed him.
Iggy triumphantly raised the shoebox.
Turns out, it wasn't the fireworks that got moved. It was us. Unbelievable.
Amazing. Do you think this is a game? Newsflash, boyo. You're not a hero. You're a little brat who is in way over his head.
A hero is just someone who refuses to give up.
Comics these days are rotting children's brains. Everyone thinks they're a spaceman superhero.
I was always partial to Hank Atomic myself.
Is that so? Do you really think you have a chance against us? You have no idea how powerful we are.
Prepare for blast off, loser.
What?
Crooked. Just like this whole stinking place.
Okay, this is actually kind of like, I mean, the story's obviously interesting, but like this is kind of cool with the like the way the story is set up so far. Okay, so it's not letting me do anything other than, whoa, that's not how that works.
Luca and Iggy inched up to the edge of the hole with bewilderment in their eyes. Arctic air breathed out of the cavern in heaving gusts.
Echo! 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 Whoa. I can see why they wanted to move us all out of town now. But why would they dig a giant hole? I think this is it. This is the source? It's a dang hole? How do we smash a hole?
Oh, it's much more than that, my annoying little friend.
Kerr. Where's Rolo?
I wasn't lying before. He's safe. Well, safer than you two at least. Drats, it's cold. You just had to drag me all the way out here, didn't
Mr.
you?
Kerr gazed down the abyss in contemplation.
It really is something, isn't it? What'd you do to our town? What is all of this? Well, that's a doozy of a question. This is the source where they collect the unrefined, Honestly, boys, I don't understand any of this well enough to explain it. Fact of the matter is, I'm not paid to know.
What do you mean you don't know? And ain't you in charge?
Oh, heavens, no. My role is merely to flash a winning smile and manage various complications.
Complications like us?
You are a smart boy.
His face contorted into a saccharine grin.
It really is nothing personal. Some people are destined to strive for greatness, and others are simply obstacles along the way.
It seems like you were destined to be a creepy lackey.
The point is that we all play our part in life. Mine just happened to be a lead in the role of a lifetime, and you happen to be extras ready for your curtain call.
And you aren't giving up without a fight. Your smile's not gonna be so winning after we're done with you.
Now, boys, there's no need for melodrama. It makes even a professional such as myself embarrassed for you. Let's change the mood a bit.
Kurt snapped his fingers.
Scene change. There, that's better. Deal with them.
Iggy turned to Luca with a sly glance.
Why are you smirking?
'Cause I have a box full of fireworks and you don't.
Iggy waved the box into the air, threatening to drop it down the hole.
Stop. Let's not do something regrettable.
Joke's on you. Regret is one of my specialties. Out of curiosity, what would happen if I threw these in your precious hole?
Nothing at all.
You're a terrible liar.
I'll have you know, I'm an exceptional liar.
But that's far enough.
Iggy plucked a single bottle rocket from the box and held it up with reverence.
Stop, you fool.
Call off your goons.
After a long pause, Mr. Kerr flung up his hand with frustration.
Very well. You all can head back for the night. It's been a long day. I'll handle these two from here.
Mr. Kerr sighed into the frigid air.
It's just us now, Iggy. You can put that down.
What, like this?
With a nonchalant flick, Iggy tossed the firework into the hole.
Ooh. Whoa.
With a growl, Kerr leapt at Iggy, crashing through Luca. Iggy tried to twist away, but in the struggle they both tumbled over the side. Luca dove forward, bracing Iggy's hand just before it slipped. His grip was made precarious by the cold, wet snow. He could see Kerr further down, clinging to Iggy's coat.
You reckless child, what have you done? Luca, listen to me. Hold on tight. Use the walkie-talkie to call them back.
How, what channel do I use?
It doesn't make a damn difference. They're always listening.
If you do that, the clipboards will just haul us up and snag us both. The only way you get out of this is if Kerr's out of the picture. Just let go and save yourself.
If he lets go, we both die.
I don't want to die, but seeing the look on your face almost makes it worth it. Mr. Kerr, you've had a long life. Why don't you actually do something selfless and just let go?
Mr. Kerr gasped with insult.
Long life? I'll have you know I can still play 25. You should have heard me sing the part Phileas Young.
With a wild look in his eye, Mr. Kerr began to hum a proud melody.
Brum-dum-dum. Bruppity-dum-dum.
Wow, can you believe this guy?
Luca's hand began to cramp. His voice began to crack.
Kerr, just let go.
No can do. If you want to save your friend, you'll have to save me too.
Luca, look at me. It's okay.
Luca felt Iggy loosen his grasp.
You aren't going to kill your friend like that, are you?
Every muscle in Luca's body burned.
I'm not his friend. Yes, you are. No, I'm just a no-good bully. Thank you, Kerr. Iggy, no.
Luca felt his hand slipping.
And I told you what you need to do with bullies. You can't. It's your only way out of this mess. 2 birds with 1 stone. It makes sense for us to fall together. Wackadoos travel in packs.
Calm settled over Iggy's face.
Luca, let me do this.
Iggy's voice was colder than the bitter air billowing from the chasm.
Let me do the right thing for once. Ha! I hate this choice.
Luca had no choice but to refuse Iggy's request. He tightened his grip and reached for the walkie-talkie in his pocket. A wild delight crept onto Mr. Kerr's face. That's a good lad. Now, radio for help. Iggy begged Luca with his eyes one last time, but Luca pressed the button and called out. We need help. Mr. Kerr is in danger. It wasn't long before they were once again surrounded by clipboards. Mr. Kerr sighed with relieved frustration. There you are. You really are a worthless lot, aren't you? Mirror, now. A clipboard dutifully produced an ornate ivory hand mirror, and Mr. Kerr began preening his tousled hair. Ah, that's better. Mr. Van Horn, I applaud your sharp thinking under duress. I'll put in a good word for you with the founder. Take them away.
The founder?
A swarm of hands overpowered Luca. The last thing he saw before a cloth bag was pulled over his head was the defeated look on Iggy's face. The end. I think this was one of those times where doing the right thing was the wrong thing.
Oh. Oh, I hate this.
Luca had no choice.
We're about to
but
kill a child.
accept Iggy's request. With a quiet blink, Luca watched a teardrop sail down into the howling void. As his fingers slowly gave up, he met eyes with Iggy.
Good.
The 2 silhouettes were swallowed by darkness.
Well, goodbye, Iggy. Luca, you should really step back. What? Quickly. I'm curious. Oh, but of course. Those fireworks of Iggy's must have been just the right amount of energy. We should get out of here before perennial harvest arrives. Not until you tell me what just happened. Your friend's sacrifice just saved this town. For a little while, anyway. How? Tempest liquamine is a peculiar substance. It can change the relationship between matter and time itself. But doing so requires unfathomable energy. In a closed system, that energy can only come from its surroundings. A useful side product of this property being by adding precisely the correct amount of energy to it, one can create a cryogenic cascade. So the gunk makes things cold, the fireworks made the whole freeze over. That's one way of putting it, yes. As dumb luck would have it, the fireworks weren't strong enough to generate a runaway reaction. I shudder to think what would have happened in that case.
We have some idea what that would look like.
It will take them a good while to safely break through and access the source again. If you know all this stuff, why haven't you been helping? I have been, in my way. Each one of us has our role to play. Iggy's role, it turns out, was to buy us precious time. Mine has been to observe and wait.
Wait for what?
You.
Me? Why? What's my
A
role?
fierce twinkle flashed in Nat's eyes.
Luca Van Horn. You are going to save the world.
With a chuckle, Nat turned and walked west. Dumbfounded, Luca followed behind him, trudging through the snow. Every step taking him further away from everyone and everything he knew, and closer to destiny. To be continued in Beacon Pines, Pines Harder. Revenge served cold.
What? No, wait, what?
Second time's a charm? Wait, that's it? This ends with a crummy cliffhanger just when it was getting good? I was even starting to like Iggy. No way. I refuse to be associated with some never-ending parade of sequels.
What? No, that's had to do
Let's go
charm
and
in
find
chapter
something more
2.
definitive.
Good
They
cop,
run
hard
the
cop.
classic good cop, hard cop interrogation. Rollo brandished a steely gaze. I've got this. Read about it 100 times. Rollo swaggered past the chair which propped up the slumping Hiram Tolliver. Without even looking at his captive, he began with a long, blustery drawl.
Well, Mr. Tolliver.
Mr. Tolliver remained motionless. Rollo spun around to face him. He'd clearly expected to rouse Mr. Tolliver with his booming voice.
Mr. Tolliver?
Beck and Luca gave each other an unsure glance. Rollo slammed his fist on the table.
I said, Mr. Tolliver.
He grabbed the table lamp and beamed it onto the unconscious face. Mr. Tolliver groaned and slowly lifted his head. He recoiled with a muddled, weary squint.
What in the world?
The chair wobbled as he attempted to straighten up.
Who's there?
Mr. Tolliver could only make out rough shapes through the glaring light. With a gruff tone, Rollo hoped to both conceal his voice and intimidate.
Well, I'll be asking the questions here, punk. Now hold on, let's just calm down. Oh, I am calm. Calm as a carrot in dirt.
That's not a saying.
As for you, looks like you're sweating.
The doubtful expression on Beck and Luca's faces transformed into awe.
We can do this my way, or... well, let's just say I've never needed another way.
Rollo hitting his stride, was now
Amazing.
channeling every detective trope his memory
Iconic.
could recall. He slammed the table again.
Now dance! What? I don't
Mr.
even...
Tolliver's voice became desperate. He was nearly in tears.
You tied me down. How on earth could I dance? Dance with your mouth, punk. Spill the beans. What are you doing poking around this house? Why, I'm here to help Juniper. To make sure everything's ready. Whoa, so you're in cahoots with Gran? Gran?
Mr. Tolliver was in a daze, now more confused than ever.
Gonna help her blow up the festival, huh? Blow up the festival? Good lord.
Shook his head, feeling more and more dizzy.
No, you've got it all wrong. Where is she now? She's headed to the source. Source? What's the source? It's where
His voice faded to a whisper.
the town began. Where it all began. What is Operation Sparkplug?
With that, Mr. Tolliver passed out cold. Rollo swung around with a repentant grimace.
Damn, Rollo. I think you went a little too hard on him. What do you say about the source? It's where the town began?
We need more information.
Yeah, but we'd better not push Mr. Tolliver any further. Is there anyone else who might know more?
What about the History Museum? It just got set up for the festival. Nah, that tent was put up by the Valentines. Everything they do is just a bunch of fluff to glorify themselves.
Is there anything more reliable?
The library. If there's any information about this source thing, Kato can help us find it. Let's go get some answers.
Can I look at any of the books? No, we're out of books. Okay. Just 3 kids having a totally normal one. This is a dang nice library.
Thanks, we worked hard on it.
Aren't you a little young to be a librarian?
Well, Kato hung out here so much, eventually they gave him a set of keys.
I just keep an eye on the place for Miss Novak sometimes. They caught you working for free?
And it's quiet and I get access to all the books I can read.
What more could a person want? Fair enough.
What can I do for you all? We need a favor.
I already told you and Rollo I can't put you any higher on the wait list for the next Hankatomic.
And if you're here with more candy, I'll have you know I can't be bought. I call it a personal code of conscience. Actually, we're looking to do some research.
Now you're speaking my language. What are you looking for?
And that's the thing, we sort of don't know. What do you got on the history of the town?
There's the county record archives.
What's in those?
Births, deaths, newspaper clippings, stuff like that. Pretty boring reading. But they do go all the way back to when the town was founded.
Great, we'll start there.
Chapter 8. 6 feet under, 3 towns over. The kids spent the rest of the afternoon combing through dusty piles of old county records, desperately searching for anything that could help them make sense of Mr. Tolliver's cryptic utterance. Luca tried to shake the thought of Gran's basement, but his focus wavered. Explosives, messages hidden in jam, dossiers on various town figures, and a corkboard threaded with photos. Gran was the only family he had left. He still couldn't bring himself to believe the worst.
Alright, I'm going to take a quick break because I've got to go take an antibiotic, and then we will be back for some more Beacon Pines. So, stick around, go get yourself some water, get some stretch, stand up for a bit, and we will be right back, I promise. And we're back. See, I told you to be quick.
But the old map with the symbol of explosives in town square made that difficult.
I'm gonna have to mute.
As the sun began to set, the kids were no closer to the truth.
Alright. If I have to read any more records, my eyeballs are gonna pop. You have to keep digging.
Yeah, that's...
If I dig another word, I'm gonna end up in one of those asinine death records. Roll O'Connor lived a full and wonderful life till he read so much boring crud that his brain oozed out of his ears.
Shut his book with an assertive nod.
My nose keeps itching. If you've got a better idea, spit it out. You sound like my sister. Keep pushing your luck, pal. And it won't be boring county records that kill you. I'll put you in the obituaries myself.
Rollo muttered under his breath.
You're a county record. Really? That's the best you've got? When I'm done with you, you'll be the footnote in history. Just like...
Slammed her finger down on the open page before glancing down to read.
J. Hartford here. I'd love to see you try. Hey! We're all a little tired here. Let's just take a minute.
Something tickled the back of Luca's mind.
Wait, what was that name back? In the obit? J. Hartford. From the Brookville Tribune 20 years ago. Well, that can be right. What is it? J. Hartford. That's my grand's name, Juniper Hartford. Maybe there were two J. Hartfords? Mrs. Hartford is survived by her young daughter, E. Hartford, but Mom's name is Eleanor. Okay, this is getting creepy. If your gran is 6 feet under 3 towns over, then who am I living with?
The question hung
I'm telling you,
in the air.
I think Gran is his mom. All right, gang, I gotta close up for the night.
Beck rubbed her eyes.
How late is it? Almost 10. Whoa, crap, Pa's gonna kill me. I gotta go. Yeah, my parents will be worried sick. Okay, let's meet up as early as we can at the festival tomorrow. What are you gonna do about the unconscious man in your basement? I'll think of something.
Luca's heart was pounding as he approached the house. If he was lucky, Gran, or whoever it was, hadn't gotten back yet. And of course, there was Mr. Tolliver tied up and unconscious in the basement. Dealing with him would be the first order of business. Luca shook out his arms to calm his nerves before entering. He held perfectly still, tempering his breath, and listened closely. She was asleep. His only hope was that she hadn't found Mr. Tolliver before dozing off.
Oh no.
Mr. Tolliver was nowhere to be seen.
Maybe he woke up, escaped from his bindings, and left without a
Or
trace?
maybe Gran knew everything.
What do I do?
Luca's hungry stomach groaned. Not realizing it, he'd gone the entire day without eating.
Okay, I can figure this out. Just need a little brain food.
Luca rushed over to the pile of jam jars. unscrewed one, and shoved a handful into his mouth.
I'm afraid your jam delivery will be delayed.
He read to read the label.
Mr. Nuncreed. Okay, now I can think. So if Gran knows we tied up Mr. Tolliver, I'm screwed. If she doesn't know, then I need to play it cool. I guess the only option is to go to bed and act as if nothing's wrong. Gran will think Mr. Tolliver finished what he was sent to do and left when he was done. Can we close the... Can't close the basement? Got it. Anything out in the backyard yet? Okay. Oh no! Gran? Okay, stick to the plan. Go to bed. Play it cool.
As Luca climbed the final stair, the emotion of the day dragged heavily on him. With each consecutive step, his legs weakened. His stride began to falter.
The jam.
He tried to grab for the railing to steady himself. Something was wrong.
The jam. Come on, legs, just a few more steps.
Luca groaned and tried to move. His limbs might as well have been bolted to the ground. Through numb lips, he mumbled just before falling asleep.
Welp. The sweet boy. What did you get yourself into? Rest now and let me handle everything.
Chapter 9. A speech to end all speeches. Luca awoke to find himself face down in bed. He moaned into his pillow. Why would Gran drug him? Or rather, why was she trying to drug Mr. Nuncreed? Shaking the questions from his woozy head, Luca snapped back to the matter at hand.
Emphasis on snap. That was a movement. Oh, is this the one? This is the branch that has... Okay. Telling you, his mom is his grand. Oh yeah, what other reactions have we got that we haven't even seen yet? I don't think we've seen Indulgent at any point. Or Cling. Pungent. Any new interactions with these things? No. The basement's still open? Okay, we're just leaving the basement open. Got it. I guess Gran's like, well, I guess he found it. I may as well let him keep it found. What is my task right now? I have no task right now. Let's go say hi to Pops. Hey, fake dad grave. Where have you been? Gran put something in the jam? Yeah, we know. Secret message for secret conspirators. Not this one. The one intended for Mr. Nuncreed? Put me to sleep. Oh, whoa. Sly devil. I think she's trying to remove him from the equation. He might be in danger. Have you found anything? We looked around but haven't seen anything odd. Your Gran is nowhere to be found. But Mr. Nuncreed's just loafing around waiting for the speech. What speech? Mayor Gus just got up to the podium. Everyone's gathering at the stage. Let's get moving.
Augustus Valentine nervously wiped his brow.
Is this thing... hello, Beacon Pines. I'm Augustus Valentine, your mayor, and I suppose you already know that. Oh, yes, before we get started. I just wanted to take a moment to recognize someone who couldn't be here today. This town wouldn't be where it is today without my father, Sharper Valentine. So I thought we could begin with a round of applause befitting of such a great man. Even that's more than the old codger deserved.
Gus cleared his throat and awkwardly loosened his tie.
Right, where was I?
William Kerr bounded on the stage with the energy of a preacher at a big tent revival.
Gus Valentine,
Gave
everyone.
Gus a hearty slap on the back and motioned him off the stage.
Let's hear it for our mayor. What a great turnout. Oh, heck, I didn't prepare anything. But I suppose I could say a few words. It would be a shame to waste such a beautiful
Mr. Kerr
podium.
pulled a thick stack of note cards out from his vest.
Community, conviction, commitment. These are the things we celebrate at Perennial Harvest. For us, these are the pillars of the bridge to a better tomorrow. But I think it's time to add a new pillar. Change. Change is a powerful thing. It's inexorable, unavoidable, and undeniable. And I am dadgum thankful for it. Change is the reason we're all together today. It's hard for me to believe that it was only 4 years ago when fate brought me here. Simple business trip which brought me to a small town which would change my life
Mr.
forever.
Kerr took a moment to survey the crowd.
You know what?
He wiped away a single tear.
From the second I set foot in Beacon Pines, something about this place has held me captive. You see, change represents opportunity. It represents potential. It was change that helped me realize the potential of this place, to see that the people of this town, despite suffering great loss, still held on to the things that made them
Thumped the
special.
podium to emphasize each word.
Community, conviction, commitment.
Mr.
Change.
Kerr nodded confidently, biting his lip. The crowd was silent, in rapt attention.
Fate made a perfect match that day. Nothing is more important to you all than community, and Perennial Harvest is a community first and
Mr. Kerr
foremost.
methodically made eye contact with each section of the crowd.
The only way you made it through the foul harvest was an unshakable conviction. A conviction that a better tomorrow was just over the horizon. Perennial Harvest was founded on the conviction that we are the horizon. This festival is a symbol of our commitment to each
This
other.
began to build to a crescendo.
We now walk hand in hand into a future that we will shape together. And that is what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I am tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that? Just imagine what we can accomplish. What was that?
The crowd began to look around nervously.
Don't worry, a little thunder isn't going to ruin this day. Everyone remain
Mr.
calm.
Kerr quickly flicked through his note cards.
Where was I? Through all of my travels, I have learned one true thing. One always reaps what they sow. We have all planted a lot of good in this town, and so it is with a happy heart that I can
He
proclaim
raised his hands up to the heavens.
our harvest awaits. Oh,
At that moment, a merciless wall of impossibly cold air ripped through the crowd, instantly freezing everyone and everything it touched. For a man like William Kerr, this was a fitting way for things to end. On a stage, with an entire town frozen in rapt attention for the rest of time. The end. There's that ice again! Whenever I think we're getting close, it comes along and ruins everything! Maybe we should just quit? Maybe you should just close the book, walk away, and never think of me again. No, I don't mean that. We got a little closer this time. We just need to try again. Please.
Okay. Good cop, sly cop.
They'd run the classic good cop, sly cop interrogation. Luca and Rollo ducked behind a barrel, leaving Beck to her task. With a few crisp snaps, she roused Mr. Tolliver.
What?
What's going on here? You're that Modwell girl. Please, call me back. Sorry about all
Mr.
this.
Tolliver looked down and shifted a bit, testing his restraints.
It seems there's been a mix-up. You see, I'm down here for the same reason you are. Juniper sent you here.
Caught herself before letting the surprise manifest on her face. She'd already gotten him to reveal his relation to Gran. This was gonna be easy.
Oh, thank you for the follow. Jeremy got shrunken. Do you know how Juniper is with her precautions? Operation Sparkplug has us all on edge. I guess she thought you needed some backup.
But she sent a child?
What better way to avoid prying eyes? Who would suspect a kid?
Well, I suppose that makes sense.
Hi there.
Mr. Tolliver wriggled a bit in his restraints.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Beck quickly removed the ropes.
That had to be uncomfortable.
Go a little, yeah.
But you understand?
We never know who to trust in this town.
Mr. Tolliver rubbed the growing knot on his forehead.
Very true.
So it turns out we're both here
Twirled her hand,
to...
as if to prompt Mr. Tolliver to finish her thought.
Destroy the evidence.
Beck shook her head and clicked her tongue.
Yep, the old gal is nothing if not thorough.
Mr. Tolliver let out an amused huff in agreement.
She sure is. Can't blame her, though.
If anyone were to find out that we were going to destroy the source, well,
We both know how bad that might be.
no one will know anything once I finish cleaning things up down here.
Beck was on a roll now, playing Mr. Tolliver like a fiddle.
You sure you can finish this up on your own?
Juniper trusted me for a reason. You can leave the rest to me.
Good. There is one more loose end I'll go work on.
Loose end?
Well, it's a nothing, really. The other day I had the radio on scan while restocking the candy shelf, and wouldn't you know it, I intercepted an odd phrase in Perennial Harvest transmission. Underground secrets.
Oh, that's ominous.
Well, I think it might be a password, but Juniper dismissed it. Said it wasn't mission critical.
What's the password for?
Well, we don't know.
So we have a password and nowhere to put it?
It's gotta mean something, right?
Good thinking. You should probably go work that out. I've got this under control.
Well, that's a relief. Between you and me, this basement gives me the willies.
Heading for the stairs, Mr. Tolliver hesitated and turned to Beck with a puzzled look. She grinned and gave him a peppy wave. With a shrug, he continued up the stairs, whistling a jaunty tune.
Anyway. You guys catch that?
Sure did. This whole time, Mr. Tolliver's had a candy shelf, but all he ever sells us is apples.
Beck blinked slowly in disappointment.
The password, Rollo.
Well, sure, but once things are back to normal, I'll be having a word with Mr. Tolliver about that candy shelf.
Fine. In the meantime, I've got an idea.
She turned to the table and began tearing small scraps of paper.
He said he heard a password on the radio. Any good spy transmission is never what it
Beck
seems.
marked each scrap of paper and leaned back.
We just need to find the hidden meaning.
Okay. That's another word for underground. Buried, covered. Could it be a cover-up?
Maybe it's one of those each letter's a number thingies? So you would be 21, N would be 14, D would be...
Oh, it's an anagram.
Nuncreed's drugstore.
Luca and Beck looked at Rollo with amazement.
Rollo, that was incredible. Well, it's either that or Kren's new drugstore. Yeah, I think you were right the first time. How'd you do that? What can I say? I love ciphers. These kick... Okay. Soldat, you've missed. There's so much. So much has happened. So, apparently there's this thing called the Source, which, like, is making everything super cold, and it turns out they're actually in a replica of their hometown, because the Source froze their hometown over, and also if there's an explosion at the Source, it causes, like, what is it called? Catalyzing freezing event thing. So, like, ice just spreads, right? And we've gotten frozen over literally twice now. And like, oh my god, it's wild. And it turns out Juniper, Luca's grand died 20 years ago. So we don't know who Juniper is. And like, I'm convinced it's his mom who got like aged up somehow. Okay, and so also like Juniper sent Mr. Tolliver down here to destroy the evidence, and then like there's so much has happened. Soldat, so much has happened. What else? Oh, there's also a really creepy like mouse character named Nat who's over in the original Beacon Pines, as in like, so we've got the replica Beacon Pines and that's the one we've been playing in, and then there's the original one that's like frozen over. Okay, yes, I sound like the conspiracy dude meme, but it's all recorded. Which didn't help my case. And like, it's wild. And there's a hole. The original Beacon Pines has just a hole where the fountain is. Look. It'll be on VOD later. Oh, and Luca and Rollo got into a fight because the stream started 2 hours ago. Luca and Rollo got into a fight because Rollo's like, well, at least I have my dad, unlike you, and Luca was understandably mad. And so like Rollo made this scavenger hunt for Luca to apologize. Anyway, it's wild. Well, I guess we know where we're going next. Oh, and Grand's Jam for Nuncreed. Grand's Jam for Nuncreed had like sleeping pills in it because Luca had some and just fell asleep on the floor. Oh, and that's another thing. So you know how his dad's dead, right? And he's got the grave that he visits at the beginning? Yeah. It's a replica grave. His dad's body is in the old Beacon Pines. Well, you scared me half to death. I'm sorry. You kids haven't seen Mr. Tolliver around, have you? Nope. No, I know you're kidding. He's got me waiting around like the last slice of pie. I swear that man would be late to his own funeral. I've known people like that. Yeah, dude, it is wild. Also, apparently getting more reactions gets you more bait, so I have fished up more things. Are there any that I... Yeah, see?
So getting a bent nail onto the line. If all you have is a hammer...
So we've gotten more prizes from the lake. If there are Evas by the end of this, then. Oh. I should actually pay attention to what I'm doing. Alright, there we go. I actually really like this fishing minigame. What's that one? Well, it's a photo of you and Uncle Joseph. Let me see that. Huh, look at those two young fools. How did it end up in the bottom of the pond? Who can say? Some things are just hard to explain. I miss Uncle Joseph. How come he doesn't come fishing with us anymore? He's busy with his new job at Valentine's. What? What's the new job got to do with him fishing with us? It's complicated. Like I said, some things are hard to explain. Agile angler? Oh, did we get all the fishing stuff? We caught all the fish. What? We've got so much lore now. Okay. Where are we actually going? I need to remember. Oh wait, do they all pose? If I pose, do they pose too? They do not. Okay. Investigate non-creeds. Yeah, it's... Us as a director will be an actual character. Will we have, like, the writer of the story as an actual... You're late, Augustus. I'm sorry, sister. Was caught up with work. Work? You? Might have a few more details to lock down for the festival. Oh, what do you have to report? What is this insipid town festival really about? Well, I think
Looked around nervously.
Mr. Kerr really does just want to do something good for the town. He's actually a pretty nice guy. You should spend some time with him. I didn't pull strings installing you as mayor so that you could make friends. Your job is to help me figure out what Care and the Perennial Harvest's true intentions are with this town. We have a responsibility. This is our father's town. Was. Excuse me? This was our father's town. He's gone, Eris, and he isn't going back. Father left us with nothing but problems. Mr. Kerr came here and offered to help us. We accepted that help. We didn't agree to them turning Father's warehouse into a toxic dumping ground. That is just a temporary arrangement. The glow can be seen from our damned backyard. They are dumping their nasty little secrets on us. When all this inevitably goes wrong, who do you think will be blamed?
A cry hung in the air.
We have a new choice to make now, sister. This town's gonna change whether we like it or not. Are we going to choose to be a part of that future? Or be forgotten in the past? It's a shame. Father named you Augustus, but you will always just be a Gus. Oh, that one cuts deep. Good night, Eris. I'll see you at breakfast tomorrow. Eris is a bitch, but I kind of get it. It's getting late, children. Ooh, does Alligator Lady have a new... Well, we better get to Nungreeds. Alligator Lady, new chapter? Yes! Knowledge, he spat with a sneer. There exists a gulf between knowing something and being able to do a damn thing about it. I do hate it when the villain makes a good point. Yes. Nuncreed's confrontation. What's Solomon doing here? Wake up. It's just that, I don't know if you're on TikTok, it's just that Chrissy wake up, I don't like this audio.
Solomon stood proudly at the entrance to the drugstore, holding a brown bag overflowing with black licorice.
Hey, Solomon. We're looking for Mr. Nuncreed. Is he still in there? I'm afraid not. And where'd you get the candy from? You might say we have an arrangement.
Solomon shoveled a surprising amount of licorice into his mouth.
Oh, too much licorice. Sometimes it's the small pleasures in life. Though we might not always have family to rely on, licorice has never let me down. Well, I can't say licorice should be my first choice, but whatever floats your boat. You can tell a lot about a person by their choice of confection. Oh, yeah, I guess. Oh, I like sour gobs. I'm certain you do. I always wondered why Mr. Nuncreed kept licorice in stock. You must eat enough of it to make it worthwhile. There are many ways to earn loyalty. For some, it's as easy as cold hard cash. Well, he's right, it's locked. There's gotta be more clues. Break the window! Break the window! Okay, let's see. Okay. Where are the more clues? Have you ever seen anyone actually use this thing? Besides Mr. Nuncreed, no.
Beck cupped her hands on the glass to peek inside.
That is not a normal phone booth. It's got like a blinky keypad. Why would there be a blinky keypad? Kren's Nude Rug Store. I mean, Underground Secrets. The password.
Beck flung open the door and they all squeezed in.
All right, let's see here.
Luca cracked his knuckles and entered the letters into the keypad.
Underground Secrets. Sounds like that did something. Great, now what? I guess we...
The inside of the phone booth dropped loose from its shell. Without even the space to panic, they closed their eyes, held their breath, and accepted their fate. Suddenly, the chaotic descent slowed to an effortless landing. It was unclear where they ended up, but at least it was solid ground.
Oh, new set.
The air was stagnant and smelled vaguely of chlorine.
This is new. I knew it. You knew that there was a secret hub full of strange tubes under the phone booth? Of course I did. Didn't I say that? No. Well, I definitely thought it. Luca, do you remember when I said how cool it would be if the trans-dimensional conduits from Hank Atomic issue number 12 were real? Rollo, at one point or another, you've said that about every technology ever discussed in Hank Atomic. That's why I'm such a good predictor. But it looks like each of these has something written on them. Mining Operations Alpha. You guys have mines here? Not that I know of. This town's all farms and fertilizer. And a series of tubes. Always says you can only trust a miner up to the point when they hit gold. Not sure how that wisdom applies in this exact situation. Well, that's the thing about Pa. You don't always realize what he means until it's too late. This suit has a broken mask. Oh, it's the one he broke earlier. So, have we found our mystery warehouse creeper? We've at least found their hazmat suit. But if he walks like a Nuncreed and talks like a Nuncreed, let's not jump to conclusions. I'm just saying. Perennial Harvest main office. That's where my mom works. What did she do? Science stuff. Is she involved in all this? We just moved here. How could she be involved? True. Come here. There we go. Valentine Fertilizer Warehouse. Isn't that where you almost got snatched? Yeah. Why would Perennial Harvest have a tube going to the old Valentine place? This is starting to feel like something big. That's a lot of buttons. Stand aside, Earthlings. I've read enough Hank Atomic to know my way around sci-fi tech.
Rollo's hands hovered over the field of blinking buttons.
Eeny, meeny, miny. Rollo, what did you do? Nothing. I didn't even mow yet. Moe. I didn't even mow yet. Well, that happened. What was that? Hide. Where? There's nothing but weird tubes down here. Just get back. Oh, there's Mr. Nuncreed. Oh, shit. I guess he mows. Shit. Shit. Awesome. Rollo, wrong reaction. You all need to come with me now. We aren't going anywhere with you. Not until we get some answers. Mr. Underground Secrets?
I told them it was an absurd password. But they love anything that makes them feel clever. I would... Honestly, as nerdy as Rolo is, I would not be surprised by that.
They who?
That's no matter. If I can keep you hidden until after the festival, I might be able to save your skins.
We don't care about our skins. Well, hold on now. I like my skin.
That or he enjoys the cry. I mean, they are children. They're in the experimental phase of their life.
This all stops now, Nuncreed.
Joseph waited for a moment in silence.
You sound just like him.
Who?
Walt.
You don't get to talk about my dad.
You know, your father and I were friends back before...
He gestured toward the strange tubes.
all of this.
That's a lie.
It's true, I used to bounce you on my knee.
What happened?
Same thing that always happens. Reality, complications, life. We were a team, Walt and I. An idealistic doctor and a bright-eyed pharmacist, both hell-bent on helping folks.
So you were his sidekick?
No, we were partners. He helped the patients and I helped him.
Yep, total sidekick.
Nuncreed let out a growl of a sigh.
Luca, I need you to know this. I need someone to know this. One day, Shopper Valentine comes to us, says he's got an opportunity. He'd found something he didn't quite understand, and he was willing to pay us both handsomely to help him understand it.
And my dad said no.
Your father and I both believed in helping people. But the thing I could never get him to understand was, it's a lot easier to help others if you help yourself now and then.
Classic sidekick into villain plotline.
Walt loved being righteous almost more than he loved his family. He was wrong about one thing, though. When he begged me not to take Valentine's offer, he said, Joseph, if a person says yes one time to Sharper Valentine, he'll make sure they keep on saying yes to him until the day he's dead and gone.
He shook his head wistfully.
Sharper's long gone, but he's still got me saying yes.
Is there a point to this sob story?
Not really, no. Just an old man trying to delay what needs doing.
Nuncreed took a menacing step towards the children.
I tried to keep you safe. I tried to keep you and Juniper out of this. You forced my hand.
Luca began to laugh.
What?
You really don't know? My gran isn't out of this. She's been scheming right under your nose.
Juniper?
Seems like she's planning on crashing the town's party.
She's going to disrupt the festival. Why would she?
Color drained from Nuncreed's face.
How could you tell? He's covered in hair.
How does she know?
Apparently she knows a lot of things.
What?
Let's just say this isn't the only underground layer we busted into today. Y'all are terrible at keeping secrets. And honestly, hers is way cooler. She's got maps and explosives and bad intentions, big man.
Nuncreed grabbed Luca by the shoulders. His eyes were frantic.
You need to tell me what she's going to do right now. She doesn't understand what it is she's messing with. Tell me now. She's in danger, boy.
They don't. She plans on dropping explosives into the source, which is the hole in the old Beacon Pines, which causes a catalyzing freezing event. It's why the town's frozen over twice now. They understand that's true. They do understand no witnesses, because this is the same dude who, like, killed children. I don't know. She had a map with a mark on the fountain in town square.
The fountain? Why would...
A jolt of realization struck Mr. Nuncreed.
She knows about the source.
What the heck is the source?
If she tries to destroy the source, it would catalyze and... Dear God, she's going to freeze us all. You all need to run.
Run where?
Away. As far away from this town as you can get. Head west and don't look back.
That did not go how I expected.
So... we're totally following him, right? Totally. See you on the other side. You good?
Yep. I love this town. Beck has no sense of self-preservation.
The cold, hard truth. Beck leapt up, allowing the suction to yank her into the dark. Dimness eclipsed around her like the shutter of a camera, as she seemed to cover great distance in mere moments. Her only points of reference were glints of upcoming turns, which approached with frightening speed, only to carom her gracefully along. She heard the tinny, distant echoes of Rollo's glee. Once she stopped fighting against it, the ride was impossibly smooth.
Self-preservation lies in the mystery of it.
Then, all of a sudden, as if minutes had passed in an instant,
This is where the
light blazed
This is
into
the
view.
fake beacon pines. The old beacon pines.
A burst of wintry air snuffed across her face, and she was flung out into the cold.
So this is the old beacon pines. That was intense. Yeah.
I think I might have parted with some fluids in there. Any idea where we are? Somewhere cold. It doesn't look like it got on any of us.
It didn't feel like we traveled that far.
So where did it all go?
This place sucks. Why would anyone even want to blow up something out here?
Only one way to find out, I suppose. We gotta catch up to Nuncreed. I think he went this way.
We're not finding out about the sign this time. Okay, this is starting to feel really familiar. I may not be the most well-versed in all things Beacon Pines, but this does look like some sort of frozen replica of the town.
Oh, I got it. It's so obvious now. Mr. Nuncreed's an alien. Rollo, stick with me here. His species can only live in sub-zero temperatures.
Oh boy, here we go.
The source is their base camp dimension, so naturally they keep it cold. We found it by traveling through those metallic wormholes back there. The final objective, kill us all, and shapeshift into a Beacon Pine citizen of their choosing.
You never really had me, but you very much lost me there.
You get used to it. We should keep moving.
As they rounded the corner to the frozen town square, they spotted Mr. Nuncreed inching cautiously toward a pit at its center. He held his arms out gingerly, as if approaching a beast in the wild. Upon closing the distance, Luca recognized what Nuncreed was after. Gran stood confidently at the edge, one arm outstretched over the abyss. Nearby, a wheelbarrow had been emptied out. She held a lit torch, which flickered in the bitter wind.
Juniper, I don't know what you think you're doing, but I assure you this is not going to solve anything. If you drop that, you've doomed this whole town.
Oh, it wasn't me who doomed this town. I've been watching you, Joseph. I know what you've done. You and your co-conspirators. Cran? What's happening? Luca, you and your friends need to leave right this moment.
Mr. Nuncreed turned back toward the kids, desperation in his eyes.
Listen to her grandma, Luca. This is between me and Juniper.
Rollo and Beck held steadfast in awe. Luca approached closer. Mr. Nuncreed voice growing louder.
You've got it all wrong, Juniper. Just hand over that torch. You don't understand what you're doing.
How could I possibly trust you to do the right thing? Walt told me everything. He trusted you, and you betrayed that trust.
It is his mom. Gran is Luca's mom, aged up somehow.
Luca, did you know that this man's entire life is a lie? If it weren't for him, your father might still be alive.
Green winced with anguish.
Yeah, that's all I can figure is via the goop, somehow.
His voice hardened.
That's not true.
They both now yelled, not to each other, but at fate itself, making their peace with long-held burdens. The wind howled with encouragement.
Walt was like a brother to me. We just had different ideas about how to affect change.
Very convenient that your way just happened to line your pockets.
Now that's not fair.
They menaced at each other, both catching their breath. The moment balanced on a knife's edge.
Oh no.
Blur of emotions and memories. Luca's mind flooded with questions. The wind calmed, as if to give him the stage.
All people die. And in the stillness, he began to. Okay. If I weep, it'll likely distract her to come take care of me. If I hum. Let's try humming
And in
first.
stillness, he began to hum. After the death of his father, Luca had trouble sleeping. Each night, his mother would sit at the foot of his bed and hum a gentle melody. It was the only thing that could calm his mind.
Hums cruel angels thesis. No, as the world freezes.
The only thing that, however briefly, could make it all seem okay. That melody pervaded every memory Luca had of his mother. Shivering in the raw snow, he began to hum it out loud. Gran lowered the torch, listening closely. As recognition slowly set in, her heart sank. Those countless nights of consolation, the incomparable loss they shared together. She let the torch fall to the snow and sizzle out. A few steps toward Luca was all she could bear before dropping to the snow herself. Through a flood of tears, she began to hum along, note for note.
When I called Garage to see me, I'll see me.
Oh.
Luca lifted his head in astonishment. The last time he heard that melody was the last night he saw his mother.
Yeah, reactivating the Chrono Cross. You know, I've never actually played Chrono Trigger and Chrono Cross. I need to at some point. I know they're really good. I just haven't actually gone back and played them. How do you know? I'm so sorry, my little buckaroo. Buckaroo. The only people who call me that are my dad and your mother.
Luca blinked through blurry, watery eyes, trying to see more clearly. He could just make out the impression of a familiar face. He peered across the snowscape at the woman on her knees. Something about her was undeniably his mother, only smaller, older, changed.
Don't expect Chrono Trigger 2 with Chrono Cross to be great. Makes sense. Mom? That's right, Buckaroo. Mom!
Luca sprinted as fast as he could toward his mother. They held each other close, and the cold retreated from their bodies.
Eleanor? I thought you were...
Gone. You should have known I would never abandon my son.
Eleanor looked down at Luca, tightening her embrace in an appeal for forgiveness.
How?
You're a smart man, Joseph. I thought you'd have pieced it together by now.
You were exposed.
Mom, I don't understand any of this. What happened to you? Where'd you go? Why'd you leave me? I never left you. I was always right here, Luca. Why'd you lie to me? It tore me up, Luca, but I did it to keep you safe. I thought that getting answers would help us both move on. But the more I discovered, the more I realized the danger we were in. Until perennial harvest was stopped, it was better if everyone thought I was gone. You could have trusted me. These are bad people, Luca. They won't stop until they get what they want. And they don't care who gets hurt in the process. Then, what do? We have to stop them.
Joseph slumped into the cold, wet snow.
They can't be stopped. This is too big.
Uh-oh. I tried beating them at their own game. I'm done fighting fire with fire.
For the first time in a long time, her voice felt like her own again.
No more lies. I see now there's a better way to stop perennial harvest. The cold, hard truth.
Luca gazed down at Nuncreed with pity. He looked small. Joseph stared into the snow, as if searching it for answers.
Come on, everyone. We've got a party to crash. What?
You don't understand. He always wins.
Kerr?
Chapter 9. The Devil You Know. 7 months ago,
What?
Eleanor Van Horn crept down the maze of sterile hallways under perennial harvest. She stopped in front of the large steel door marked Deep Engineering. No turning back now. She raised a trembling hand. The stolen keycard worked as promised, and the door bust open with mechanical efficiency. She was immediately hit with the smell of disinfectant. It was some sort of laboratory. In one corner was a desk covered in papers. Across the room stood a tall metal pod with hoses protruding from its base. She rushed to the desk and began shifting through the piles of papers.
Are we gonna get to play Eleanor?
They were experiment reports on something called Tempus liquamen. There were dozens of them, every one stamped failed. Eleanor heard the sharp echo of footsteps approaching. She was out of time. Her eyes scanned the room, eventually landing on the strange pod. Muttering a curse under her breath, she dashed over and dove inside.
Wait. And that is what change is all about. Oh. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I am tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great is that? This man is a liar. Excuse me. I will not. Eleanor, this town has a dangerous secret and perennial harvest only exists to keep it hidden. Nonsense. They picked up the whole damn town and moved it right under our noses. You aren't making any sense, dear.
Mr. Kerr addressed the crowd with a sarcastic tone.
Imagine such a thing. It's absurd and just plain impossible.
They promised they could fix the foul harvest. They told us they would clean this place up. We just had to leave town for a few days. But while they had us evacuated...
Mrs. Hartford, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to...
You're afraid of a lot of things, aren't you? You sniveling little worm.
This is growing tiresome. A little help, please.
Don't you all see? This festival is a sham. An excuse to have the whole town gather in one place. They're planning something awful. I don't know what, but these people are wicked. Don't listen to her. She's absolutely no proof. I am the proof. I'm Eleanor Van Horn.
Whispers filtered through the crowd.
Well, aren't you just sneaky as the dickens? We all knew Valentine's fertilizer was too good to be true. And now this whole town is paying the price. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so sorry about this disruption. My associates will take this obviously disturbed woman somewhere comfortable so that she can get the help she needs.
She's not the one who's disturbed. You two-timing clown. You all know there's something wrong with this town. It was just easier to look the other way. The truth is... What? That little shit.
That's Sharper Valentine. Solomon is Sharper. How did I not realize? That's quite enough, Mr. Nuncreed.
Torment dragged on Joseph Nuncreed's face.
Yes, sir.
And take them away. No, I want them to see this. That's why he's an old soul. It's why he likes licorice. Ah, the ever tempestuous Eleanor Van Horn. You've been quite the thorn in my side, like a weed that's burrowed in where it doesn't belong. I must confess, you look dreadful.
He paused for a moment, plucking a piece of fuzz from his sweater and discarding it to the ground.
Consider yourself in rare company. You've managed to pull one over on me. It won't happen again. I knew you had some sort of plan to disrupt our little party. But alas, I expected something a bit more impressive than incoherent rambling. No matter, your failures are yours to bear. Mr. Kerr. Yes, sir. It's a shame it was cut short, but I thank you for that rousing oratory. I will take it from here. Yes, sir. Of course, sir. You've done quality work for me, William. You can look forward to the recompense we agreed upon.
Kerr gave a bow of deference.
Founder, you are most gracious.
Gasps rippled through the crowd.
Thankfully, we can dispense with the formalities from here on out.
Solomon pulled a glass vial from his pocket. In one smooth motion, he downed its contents. A triumphant smile grew across Solomon's lip.
You can all call me Sharper Valentine.
His body and face began to contort and expand as he disappeared into a belching green mist. A hushed horror gripped the crowd.
Appropriate.
This is a story about change.
What? No!
Ah, so you didn't see that coming. Good.
Sharper examined his new hands.
Well, this is quite the improvement. Everything looks so much smaller now.
Eleanor was right about one thing.
The festival was a ruse. I wanted you all to witness my glorious return with your own eyes. Why does everyone look so downtrodden? This is a celebration, people. Maybe it would help if we set the mood. Mr. Kerr, be a dear and reveal the sign. Wonderful.
Sharper choked out a crude squawk of a laugh. Frustrated grumbles sprinkled through the crowd.
Sharper, you malicious bastard! I'm glad you're back so I can tell you to your face. You destroyed this town. We ain't gonna let you get away with it again.
Sorry, this is not the time for audience participation. Some assistance, Mr. Kerr.
William Kerr gave a subtle nod to the clipboards.
You don't have enough clipboards to hold everyone hostage. You coward!
Does anyone else have something to contribute?
It is peak villain. This is great.
Helpless quiet settled over the crowd.
I thought so. Did you all truly believe you could be free of me? A town of complete and utter fools. You people should be celebrating my return. You're clearly lost without me. And that leads me nicely to my children. Daddy? I gave you both the greatest gift a parent can give. The opportunity to prove yourselves in my absence. Squandered. To say I am disappointed would be an understatement. But Silence, Augustus. An adult is speaking. I don't know which is worse, a son who is completely hopeless, or a daughter with such potential who inevitably lets me down. Eris, you fail me with admirable consistency. Thankfully, I was counting on it this time. Father, You've been measured and found lacking. Shit. Have been wasting time, my dear. What have you accomplished? I was focused on cementing our legacy. Legacy? Who needs a legacy when you can just live forever? But what about... It's all right, kiddo. I'm afraid you suffer from a complete lack of imagination. There's just no helping it. Now then, where's Joseph? You didn't take the opportunity to slip off, did you? Ah, there he is. Everyone should give him a hand. None of this would have been possible without Joseph. I think you've said enough. Nonsense. The people deserve to know how helpful and loyal you've been. I only did what I did because he left me no choice. You always had a choice, Joseph. You were simply too weak to take it. No matter, cheer up. You're about to be rich beyond your wildest dreams. You should follow Mr. Kerr's example. When I found him, he was in a sorrier state than any of you. An aging actor desperate to recapture his youth. He played his part, and soon he'll be able to play the leading man again. Forever, in fact, if he remains loyal. That goes for all of you. Well, those who haven't already frittered away my goodwill. Beacon Pines is mine again, and I am willing to share its spoils in exchange for absolute loyalty.
Are you saying William Kerr was never in charge of Perennial Harvest?
You think that puffed up leather skite could have accomplished all this? Dawn, I suppose it's time for your big exclusive.
Sharper addressed the crowd with indignant pride.
This is...
He'd planned this moment for so long that now, at the deed's fruition, it almost felt frivolous.
This is such a good villain. You see, I needed a figurehead to hold things down while I orchestrated my return. Someone to misdirect, lie, and bilk this town for a spell. So I invented William Kerr. Take your bow, you've earned it.
Mr. Kerr flourished a preposterously elaborate bow.
Please circle your hands multiple times.
Patrick C. Montesquieu, thespian extraordinaire, at your service. Founder, I just want to thank you again for this opportunity. It truly was the role of a lifetime.
Wait. So this Bill Kerr was a Pat C the whole...
This Bill Kerr was a patsy because it's Patrick C. Montesquieu. God damn it.
That's so good. Now that your secret's out in the open, wants to stop this town from rising up against you.
Oh, that's the delicious part. Fear. Thanks to our clipboards, I know what each and every person in this town fears most. And I will make those fears manifest for anyone who steps out of line. The choice is simple.
I'm not afraid of you.
The young hero. I've kept a keen eye on you, boy. You and your friends made a habit of disrupting my plans. What a pity. If things would have gone a bit differently, you might have had your moment of triumph. But that's fate for you.
You can't do this.
Oh, but I can. I have won. Never underestimate what a great man can do given time. And now time is my plaything. Perhaps the most expensive thing I have ever bought, but well worth it. It's just the cult of... I think Soldat made that joke too a few days ago. Yeah.
Sharper coughed up one final laugh and cracked his knuckles.
Enough chit-chat. Let's get to work, shall we? Oh,
And so, Sharper set about remaking the town in his own image.
such a good villain reveal.
The fertilizer factory soon reopened for business. Sales rose steadily as more and more farmers across the countryside began to swear by its miraculous properties. Beacon Pines became famous, a secretive town that, for the right price, shared its gifts with all. Gifts that became more and more necessary in a world where winters grew longer and longer. The end. This is wrong, but things are becoming clearer now. You can feel it, right? We can't let Sharper win. He might just be the key to this whole thing. Let's see.
All right. What other branches do we have? Okay. So we need to weep here. All right.
And in the stillness, he began to weep. It was all just too much. Falling to his knees, Luca whimpered softly. The tears crystallized as they hit the snow. Gran stared at Luca for a moment with warm sympathy, remembering why this was all necessary.
This will make sense soon, Luca. Then everything can go back to normal. I promise.
She stiffened up and brandished the torch at Mr. Nuncreed.
You can't hide behind those people any longer, Joseph. Once their precious source is destroyed, we'll see where their loyalties fall.
Juniper, don't.
Ignoring his final plea, Gran flung the torch into the deep darkness.
Okay, you're about to see the catalyzing freezing moment.
She smiled and exhaled in relief. Mr. Nuncreed moaned in resignation. The torch echoed as it ricocheted down the hole, punctuated with a thunderous thud.
You see, Joseph, I've learned one very important lesson in life. If you want things to change, then you must be
Before
willing
Gran could
to...
finish, the ground shook her to silence.
Yeah, this is bad. So you remember we have to talk about
Only
freezing
had
over?
time to spin around and run to Luca. Her attempt to shield him, an honorable but trifling act. Unflinching love, pitted against an unthinking horror. There was no contest. Her warm embrace froze in an instant. That is where they remain, fixed in place, forever. And so, our story ends on this melancholy scene. In a town brought low by its secrets, sits the frozen statues of a misguided band of meddlers. The end. Well, that was dire. On the bright side, we finally figured out where all the ice is coming from. Now, we just need to find a way to deal with a mystic, unfathomable force of nature.
Trying to get closer so I can get in the back. There, Jeff. Shoot that tree.
Ah, there we go. New option there. Wow.
There was a malice lurking behind those eyes,
Oh, this is when Mr. Nuncreed killed him.
like a trap ready to spring. Luca felt the weight of Nuncreed's hand on his shoulder. Something wasn't right. He didn't know why, but something was telling Luca to get out of there.
I just want this all to be over.
Of course, I'm sure it will all work out soon enough.
I should get going. I told Roxy I'd check for Rollo at the treehouse.
Luca twisted free of Nuncreed's grasp.
Of course. Luca, you know your dad and I were good friends back in the day. You can come to me with anything. anything at all.
No, the fuck I can't. Bye. Wait, have I done the library trip this round? Yeah, I have. Peace out, Mr. Nuncreed. You don't get to murder me this time. Ooh, what do we have here? What do we have here? Give me this. Give me this. He looked down and muttered in a gruff voice. Mama always told me my problems would look smaller once I grew up. My problems always seemed to grow right along with me. Heavens, I sense big trouble ahead. Alright, you little shits. These festival decorations are a bit humdrum. Now, if I were to throw a festival, that would be a thing to behold.
I agree, this is all more than a little sad.
It's worse than sad. It's boring. What if we did a little something to spice things up?
I'm listening.
You know that festival sign waiting to be unveiled? It would be a shame if
The
someone...
two scurried off, eagerly formulating a plan.
Wait. Does perennial... Oh! It does! It does! Perennial harvest is an anagram for Sharper Valentine. It's literally been right in front of us the whole time. Oh my god. Identify yourself, please. Nellie Modwell. I work here now. I'm unable to locate you on our staff roll. Oh, I don't officially start until tomorrow. Mr. Kerr said I could come in early tonight to get a few things done. Hold, please. Clearance authorized. Thank you. Our harvest awaits. I would like to get in there. Whoa. You get a wrench to the noggin sneaking up on a guy like that. Don't scare a man while he's junking, sonny. Oh, I'm pretty sure that all the, like, red pandas are clones. Evening, Jeff. Isn't it kind of late to be junking? Well, I might as well ask the same thing of you. Find anything good? Ever since Perennial Harvest moved in, even the junk is trash. You can learn a lot about a person by looking at what they throw away. Well, this bunch, it's all shredded paper and coffee cups. I'd better get going. Well, I didn't see nothing if you didn't see nothing. See what? Exactly. Jeff, you're suspicious. Unnecessarily. Hey, Jetson. Have you seen Rollo come this way by any chance?
Afraid not. As Elizabeth's fishing in this here pond.
Rollo?
He aired a long holler into the woods.
Rollo! Ugh. Rollo, wherever you are, I hope you're okay.
Luca felt his eyes getting heavy and plopped into the beanbag.
There is a perfectly good
He
hammock and you
conceded to its
chose.
lumpy embrace.
There's a perfectly good hammock there and you chose the beanbag.
Once again, Luca found himself in a vast black expanse.
Oh, nightmares.
This time, he knew exactly where to go. He took a single confident step forward. The world flickered and pulsed. He found himself standing in front of the frigid air of a blazing campfire.
Cancel.
The source.
I don't know what my husband's doing in the background, but he's messing with Google.
He plopped down cross-legged and gazed into the cold flame, waiting. Soon enough, the fire began to die out, popping sporadically, until all that was left was a single ember. Luca stood up and dusted himself off. He plucked the glowing ember from the cold ash, examined it, and slid it into his pocket. A keepsake. The voice of his father spoke behind him. "You made me proud, Buckaroo." Luca turned to face him. "Dad, what is this place?" A warm grin grew across his father's face. "A place where everything that has been and everything that could be all wait together." Luca found himself staring at his father's face, trying as hard as he could to memorize every single detail. Wait? For what? Another voice spoke out as Luca's doppelganger stepped forward. That's up to you. Without knowing why, Luca began to weep. Is any of this real? Are you real? Luca's father bent down to smudge away a tear. Of course. I'm as real as the part of you that misses me. Luca turned to look at the older version of himself. And you? The doppelganger choked back tears. I'm as real as the part of you that's angry he's gone. Does that make sense? Through his tears, Luca laughed. I think so. His father pulled him in for an embrace. Time to go, buckaroo. Luca was startled from his dream by a banging on the floor.
Are you in there?
A commanding voice rumbled from below.
Oh, commanding voice. That's not Rollo.
Just as Luca sprang to lock the entry hatch, the door knocked open. Chapter 5. Dangers big and small. Luca stumbled back. He heard the rope ladder creak under significant weight.
That's a good question.
Keeping his eyes fixed on the hatch, he inched backward to the balcony. As his hand grasped the door handle, Luca froze. A large figure clumsily wriggled up through the hole.
What? Oh no! Stop right there! Or I'll...
Sheesh, I know it's dark and all, but I figured you'd recognize me.
Who are you?
The large figure cocked its head inquisitively.
Stop now or I'll clobber you with a baseball bat.
Whoa, take it easy. Luca, you need to get your eyes checked. It's me, Rollo.
Nice try, but I know you aren't Rollo. You're like one of his random uncles or something. Where is he? Uncle? Luca, quit messing around. It's me. If it really is you, prove it. Look at Clean. Flaming chicken coop, Luca.
Luca's jaw dropped. He peered more closely at the man standing in front of him. Something about him was undeniably Rollo. Only bigger, older, changed.
How? What happened to you?
When I was running away, I ran into more people in those yellow suits.
They grabbed me, dragged me away. He just needs the supreme drip.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just like Photoshop Supreme on the black shirt. Oh man, I don't have a mouse to show you to like outline it, but like Photoshop Supreme just right on his black shirt. What? Where did they take you?
I don't know. They threw a bag over my head. It was cold and smelled like a swimming pool. I think it was an underground lab or something. They made my hands all big. Look!
Rollo proudly presented his hands to Luca.
Pretty sweet, right?
I mean, it wouldn't be my first pick for a superpower, but beggars can't be choosers. I really like the art here. I really like the way they did the line work. Rollo, it wasn't just your hands. My feet too? Dang, Pa just made me new shoes. Wait, Luca, why are you so small?
Luca moved to the side and pointed Rollo to his reflection in the balcony window.
What the... I don't know how he just noticed.
His hands shot up to his face.
Holy Toledo! Rollo, what did they do to you?
They made me drink some sort of green crud.
Ew.
Actually, it wasn't too bad. It kind of tasted like licorice. And I passed out and woke up like this. And then I sort of smashed open my cage and escaped.
Whoa, you smashed open a cage? Gave me
Kinda. At least I think I did. It's all a bit of a blur.
They had you in a cage? Who are these people? Well, I don't know who did this to you, but we're gonna fix it.
Fix it.
This is awesome! Well, I'm just glad you're safe now.
Luca, you don't need to worry about me. Sure, I got snatched, but look at it this way. You don't fix Trip. I got snatched. I know where snatched people go. We may finally have a lead on what happened to your family.
Maybe you're right, but this all seems dangerous.
Danger.
Rollo shadowboxed a few jabs.
I'll take them all on. That was loud, sorry.
Hey, fellas, what's up?
With a yelp, Rollo dove behind Luca.
Whoa, take cover.
Did I come at a bad time? Rollo's an ultra instinct now.
Who the heck are you?
This is Beck. Sorry, something truly bizarre just happened and I need help. I don't know where else to go. Ooh, you're just hanging out here with your large adult friend?
No, this is my buddy Rollo.
This is your missing friend? One and the same. He seems a little old.
Well, I'll have you know, this is a recent development. Beck being like, I read about stranger danger.
What the heck does that mean?
Honestly, Beck is valid. We stand Beck. Beck is just looking out for Luca. Well, I'm sorry, you're the one who just showed up out of nowhere. So we'll be asking the questions here.
That's fair.
How'd you find us?
In your silly little treehouse?
Well, I think you mean our silly little mission control. I'll notice PSN matron and Lowish.
I hate to break it to you, but your secret path isn't so secret. And I could hear your racket from a mile away.
See, Luca, this is why we need to improve security around here.
Not now, Rollo.
Beck, you said something bizarre happened?
Yeah, but...
She shot a nervous glance at Rollo.
Anything you can say around me, you can say around Rollo.
This has been a weird day all around, hasn't it?
Yep.
Beck's eyes narrowed.
Okay, so it all started when I made it back home. My first order of business was to try to salvage my hair. So I dyed it with some stuff from the chemistry set my mom gave me. Okay. Just need to play it cool and hope no one notices. Notices what? Oh, nothing. I was just... Come over here and let me have a look. Oh, honey, what in the world did you do to your hair? I just kind of felt like a change. Makes a friend found out his friend likes older men. No! No! This is gonna take forever to grow out. You were the one who said that change was a good thing, right? I was talking about your mother's new job. I was talking about us moving. Well, I guess I just took your lesson to heart.
Ilona tried to put on a smile.
Before I forget, I came up here to tell you that Nellie had to go into work. Tonight? Her and Mr. Kerr decided it would be good for her to get some things done before tomorrow.
That Kerr guy seems like a grade A creep.
Beck! He is! Him and his weird cult of personality.
Doesn't make me really concerned. Honestly, though, Beck is valid. We stand Beck.
You are not going to ruin this job for Nellie. It means too much to her. Oh, I know exactly how much it means to her. It means enough to her to exile her daughter to this podunk town. This place sucks. These people are weird. You just don't know them yet. It's always cold. We're in the mountains. You'll get used to it. I can't even pick up a single decent station on the radio. It's all banjo music and farm reports. You know, I grew up in a town not that different from this one.
Is that why you're better at talking to plants than people?
Okay,
So here's what we're gonna do. First of all, you're grounded.
What?
In the morning, I'll have Nellie come and see what we can do about fixing your hair. You need to look presentable for the festival.
But
Not another peep.
She sighed, and after a moment, looked down at Beck sympathetically.
I know moving is hard, honey. That doesn't mean you have to make yourself miserable all the time.
other people seem to have that covered for me.
Oh, and if you decide to rebel by dyeing your hair
She
more,
flashed a sly grin and tousled Beck's hair.
I'll just shave it off for you. Think of how rebellious you'll look then.
Very funny.
Thank you. Good night, sweetie.
Night, Mom.
Wait. First of all, this town does not suck. Second, you need help because you got grounded?
No. I'm sorry you got in trouble. It's my fault your hair got screwed up in the first place. Don't worry about it. I actually kind of like this look.
Great. Can we get back to the story now?
The next part's the important bit. I have this radio I upgraded with my mom, and I was too angry to sleep, so I tried to dial in something worth listening to. Mr. Kerr, are you there? Mr. Kerr?
Yes, I'm busy. What is it?
Apologies, I have the founder on the line. Patch him through immediately. One moment.
Hello, sir. It's so nice to hear from you. Skip the pleasantries. What's your report on our new lead researcher of deep engineering? Nellie Modwell seems to be integrating nicely. At this very moment, she's working to help us meet our deadline. She offered to work overtime before I even had the chance to suggest it.
Excellent. And you have faith that she's capable of finishing the work left by her predecessor? Her work must be complete before the festival.
I will make sure she stays day and night until it's accomplished.
Good. You know how I feel about loose ends.
Yes, sir.
Once she's finished the work, we need to make a determination regarding her long-term prospects at the company.
Immediately, sir. I usually have more time to fully bring people into the fold.
We are in the endgame, Bill. After your failures with Dr. Prescott, I can't afford to take any more risks.
Of course, sir. No loose ends, sir. Once she finishes the work, she will either leave the office completely committed to perennial harvest, or she won't leave at all.
Perfect.
So if I might suggest, maybe we should delay just for a bit. Oh?
It's just, we seem to be rushing to hit the festival deadline, and rushing into things has caused some issues in the past.
I see. Please understand that I just want what's best for you. I'm eternally grateful for all you've done for me.
Bill, I'll make this very clear for you. I brought you in to make things run smoothly, not to have opinions.
Of course, sir.
Chin up, Bill. You're only a few days away from having everything you ever dreamed of.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Whoa. Yeah.
Just so we're clear, when they said loose ends, they were talking about murder, right? Like, actually killing someone. Capital murder.
Gave Rollo a quick elbow to the ribs.
Who was his founder? I was hoping you guys would know.
Not as far as we know, Kerr is the top banana at perennial harvest.
He sounded scared of this founder guy.
So we haven't even topper banana on the field.
What the hell is my mom caught up in? Has she talked about the job much? Not really. She said she was going to come in and continue the work of someone she respected.
Luca, do you think that body at the warehouse was
the person Beck's mom came to replace? That would make sense.
Beck? It seems like Nellie's predecessor got, loose-ended.
I'm getting that impression. Okay, so we need to get your mom out of there before the festival happens.
That's 2 days away. Won't she just come home after work?
That creep on the radio said they were going to hold her there until then. So if she's not coming out, we gotta go in and get her.
Beck flicked a large sheet of paper out of her pocket and slammed it on the floor.
Maybe this'll help.
You have blueprints?
It's really just a welcome map for my mom's PH orientation the other day. But it shows the layout.
Sure looks like blueprints to me. Look, here's the reception area. There's a big room marked Founder's Office. It even has the exits marked. Guys! We have a deadline. We have an objective. We have blueprints. You realize what this is, right?
Rolo started to wiggle with excitement.
I think we're heisting. This is officially a heist.
Rolo.
Chapter 6. The Heist.
All right. This is where we're going to leave off for the night. Because this seems like a good point to leave off, and it is 11:15. Let's check and see who's online to raid into. It looks like Real Gamer Fox is playing some Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, so go send Gamer Fox some love. It's been a pleasure. I hope you'll enjoy yourselves. As always, stay safe out there. I stream on Thursdays and Sundays. We're doing Spyro right now on Sundays, and we'll be back to this next Thursday to continue with whatever is happening on this branching timeline. So go send some love to Real Gamer Fox and enjoy some Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. What else? Do I have any other announcements? Oh, I believe I've got a show premiering on Sunday. Keep an eye on my Twitter and I will let you know. Thank you everyone for joining me tonight. I hope you have a wonderful evening. Stay safe, stay hydrated, stay clean, and I will see you next time. Bye.